Yo, we're
You're
back again.
yeah, man.
Tell you, it's been a great journey here. It's been a very interesting, great journey on this good old podcast of the DFW Shed Sessions.
Yeah, we done had some fun, man.
Yeah, man. We got my good brother over here, J Ell Groove.
Tis I.
And we got the beautimous Professor Mel Will.
Hey.
I am Lou Paul Beats by the way of Lucius. And we have a guest. This guy, every time I see him, he's always styling and profiling.
Man, listen, the drip is real,
Look at
ain't
these
it?
boots.
Man, I'm telling
The
you.
drip is real. One of the best shirts I've seen on this podcast, by the way.
Yeah, we
The
got my
drip is real.
my good brother over here.
That's why he say that.
He go by the name Lawyer.
Y'all clap it up for him one time.
Yeah, so
Lawyer, how you doing, man?
How's it going, my good brother?
I'm good. I'm just excited to be here and just seeing the accomplishments of two people that I've seen from the musical side to now the podcast. So this is dope.
Man, listen, well, we appreciate you for taking time out your busy schedule,
So
man.
professional.
Thank you.
Y'all got rules for me? Like I'm on Oprah or something.
We got to keep things
You're important.
decent. We gotta keep things decent and in order.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Man, ain't nothing wrong with it, man. No, how you been? How you been doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing better than what I've been. So I'm doing really good. Last year was tough for our family, but God was able to make me smile this year. So
Okay.
Ain't nothing wrong with that,
I'm
man.
in a good
Good,
space,
man.
musically, emotionally, and physically. So I'm
Cool.
good.
Dope, man. Lou, what you got?
Nice. So let's start from the beginning because I only met you, I think, like a few months ago. It was at a brunch gig. Miracle.
My sister.
Okay, that's your sister. Oh, I didn't know that. So she was singing and you came and did some things with your.
I came to support.
Yeah.
And she called me up there.
Yeah. So.
Well, Drew texted me and actually asked. But
So let's start from the beginning. So first, are you from Dallas, right?
from Dallas.
Okay.
Oak Cliff.
Oak Cliff.
That's
His hood.
It really is.
It
it still
It
is.
still is.
It better be understood. I know that much.
It's not much to understand, but whatever that means. I never understood that part of the song. I thought I'd get it.
Okay, so how did music become this part of your life, or how was it introduced to you?
Oh, I come from a musical family. So from my grandmother all the way down, my grandmother started playing at our church, which my great-grandparents grew up, started when it started. My grandmother was the musician, the MD there. And then after my grandmother, my uncle Junior, Roy Jones, the Junior, and he started playing the keys, and then my cousins and stuff were the drummers and all this other stuff, and then my mom directed the choir.
So
she also could sing.
You had no choice. It was just
And then it went from that to our generation of cousins, which Daniel Jones is my first cousin. So he started playing the keys, and then when he started playing the keys, he kind of took the family musical name to a much larger level. Okay. And when he did that, it made me be like, okay, I know what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to sing. So just knowing that I had all of this talent in my family is what made me be like, okay, I don't have to look out to outside artists. I could just look at my family. Yeah. My grandma and my mom will always be my favorite artist. People think that, wonder why, how do you sound so unique? Because I listen to my mom and my grandma. They just They set the platform for me. And I knew that I wanted to take what they did and just, because I feel like they should have been famous. That's really how I feel. Yeah. I feel like my grandma legit should have been Mahalia Jackson. And I feel like my mom should have been, I don't know, Karen Clark or Faith Evans, whichever one, you know. She like both. Right. But I used to actually think she was both of them. But that's not there, not there. Y'all, it's a true story. When I was a kid, I used to think my mom was Karen Clark on, like, for real. Like, she had a secret life. And she was Karen Clark and Faith Evans. I really used to think that. Because she looked like them, and she kind of sang like them. But I was a kid, so I couldn't tell the difference. Yeah. But as an adult, I was like, what was...
So that was just Karen Evans then, wasn't it?
Right. Karen Evans. That's what I thought she was Karen Evans, and that's just what she was. But they really are the reasons why I do what I do. Nice. And I just knew I wanted to do this since I was able to talk.
Oh.
Nice. Do you play any instruments or is it just singing?
Tell the truth, lawyer. Do you play any instruments, lawyer?
Yeah.
I ain't never seen him play no instrument.
I have.
Okay. So, fun fact. I actually have been playing the trumpet since I was in the 4th grade.
Oh, okay.
So it's an instrument that I actually know how to play, still know how to play by ear, play by music, reading the music. We had a great band instructor, Mr. Hendricks.
Shout out to Mr. Hendricks.
So I played the trumpet, you know, maybe one day.
So what high school did you go to?
I went to A. Maceo Smith.
The Antonio Maceo Smith High School.
Our dear Eric went to as well. I know him as Eric. Y'all know him as
Jay.
We'll allow it.
You're a lawyer, so.
I mean, you know, because I ain't gonna call him.
If it was anybody else, then it was like a hard no, but it's you.
Yeah, he's Eric to me.
We'll allow it.
Just good to see the quiet one.
Right.
Be this in life.
Yeah, y'all go back like 4 flats.
You said he used to be what?
Eric was really quiet in high school.
I was quiet.
Like
I didn't say much.
I'm so serious. He was sneaky, but he was quiet. He was one of those you never knew what he was doing. You'd be like, "What are you doing?" You know. But he was quiet. He didn't talk much.
That's why I was.
I mean,
quiet.
he was the tallest one in the room, so he was always taller than everybody. But he was quiet. He was really quiet. But he could play the heck out of some drums.
I was lawyer's drum major.
You was our drum major?
Yeah.
Why do I not remember that?
I don't know.
I'm not saying you wasn't.
It was me and Kelvin Hadnot.
You know what? You are absolutely
That
true.
was about 40
You're
pounds
telling
ago.
the truth. You are right. I do remember that. High school is a blur for me, but I remember that. I didn't like it, but it was okay. You're right.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You were our drum major.
Look,
You wanted to be the drum major?
I didn't at first.
Okay.
I didn't at first. How that came about, my freshman year, I was like a real go-getter type situation. And I was doing and I always had that leadership in me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I've been around and stuff like that. And the opportunity came across and I took it. I said, why not? Because by that time, you know, I had started looking at, like, you know, of course, Grambling and PV and stuff like that. But then I started looking at, like, Jackson State. Jackson State, hands down, to me, always had the coldest drum majors. Okay. Nobody could touch them. So it was more so just me looking at Jackson State and all them. I was like, I want to do that. So
that's what's up. I know.
So yeah, but y'all were hell to deal with though, man.
Not me.
Well, lawyer was actually a bit quiet too. This is, like I said, this is a reformed version of who I knew in high school as well. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't talk a lot.
He didn't talk a lot. Played the trumpet. I'm not gonna say he wasn't necessarily timid, but he just wasn't the star in him hadn't come out yet. The star in him hadn't come out yet.
No, I was saying here and there though.
Yeah.
I was saying here and there.
In the
choir. I wasn't in
choir.
Yeah. I wasn't in choir until my senior year, so I didn't want that to be. Yeah. I wanted to learn something in music. Mm-hmm. You know, I didn't want it to be just a person who can sing but not be able to read it, or who can sing and not be able to teach it, or who can sing and not be able to understand what they're listening to. Being in band, to me, being in band can make you literally, like how the trombones, the tubas, the trumpets, the saxophones, not the violins, because they're not in the, you know, they are in band, but not marching band. Yeah. You know, everybody had their particular part, you know, and the band leader, whatever we call him, band instructor, he had to literally listen to everything and give us our individual parts. And sometimes people would be playing stuff wrong. And because we were playing stuff wrong, Mr. Hendricks would have to stop, and he would stop and make that particular section play that part. So, and then when we get to hear exactly what they doing way over there or what the drummers are doing, because in my mind, it just, when people listen to music, they don't really know that all these components are going on to make up sound. Yeah. But each element is what it is, and that was important to me. Yeah. That was important.
So that's I want to touch on that real quick, right? Because especially when it comes to, now, of course, you are in my opinion, you're a dope ass front person, but man, you're also, which this is, it should be a compliment anyway, you as a background singer as well.
Oh yeah,
man.
For sure.
Like you as a background singer, man, you're freaking awesome as well, right?
That's my favorite place to be.
Hearing, growing up and then like you said, how you broke down the band, this part does this part does this part plays the medley on the bottom while the other part plays the medley. So is that kind of where you're getting your inspiration when you're doing your background, like even when you do backgrounds for yourself, stuff like that? Is that where you're getting your inspiration when you're coming up with your background parts?
Between band and just people like Prince, or beautiful. Like people like I grew up listen to a lot of different type of music. Of despite the fact that my dad is a pastor, he still let us. Music was very heavy in our family. Because of that, he let us we weren't able to listen to K104.
Yeah.
But we was able to listen to the jazz station. So I was able to listen to Anita Baker and things like that. So between listening to jazz and then being able to listen to contemporary gospel music, I don't know at the time, Mary Mary when they first came out, or J Mouse, or even Tone when he was Tone at the time. Those kinds of things. That's actually what really pushed me. And then my biological father, who happens to be a sheriff, he listens to a bunch of Drew Hill, a bunch of Backstreet Boys. Sorry, not Backstreet, Blackstreet Boys.
Blackstreet Boys.
I always messed it up. Blackstreet Boys and Marvin Sapp and Fred Hammond. He listens to a lot of those type of stuff. So I was getting it on every side, and those things is really what cultivated who I am as a singer. I just knew that different artists like different things in the background. So singing behind Norah Jones is not going to be like singing behind, I don't know, Tweet.
Yeah.
Or D'Angelo.
Right.
Definitely not like D'Angelo. You know what I mean? He got a bunch of moving, but I loved that.
You like Norah Jones?
I love that. Huh?
You like Norah Jones?
Love her.
I love her too.
Love her. She's a Dallas staple. My cousin went to high school with her. So it's weird that she literally went to Booker T. It's just it's weird to know that somebody that famous was here. Or then you got people like Erykah Badu, where it's wow, you are actually from here.
Nah, man, Dallas Fort Worth area, man, we got some gems, man. We definitely got some heavy hitters that came out here and put Dallas on, man. Dallas is definitely a breeding ground for dope ass talent.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? For
100%.
sure.
Yeah. So, because I'm assuming you being the artist that you write songs and all of that. So I was wondering, what point did you realize that, okay, this is really something like songwriting and being an artist?
In elementary school. I remember when I wrote my first song, and it's called I Love the Lord, Hear My Cry. It was stupid. It was, not stupid, but it was something that was so corny and cheesy. And it's weird because I still remember it. But I knew then, I was one of those kids who was trying to be so deep and poetic, but I didn't understand it. Right. So when I would listen to poems, I'd be like, I want to be able to write like that. I wanted my music to be like Lauryn Hill's music, where it was so poetic, but it was still simple, and I couldn't understand. I have been trying to figure out how can I be that kind of writer. I enjoyed and I admired people who could just write, but it's weird because despite the fact that I am one of the go-to writers here in Dallas, in English class, I didn't get good grades in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my essays, my teachers would always tell me, you have the tendency to over-explain. And I'm like, but isn't the story about the details? Is it not? You know, like, is it not about the details? And it's like, but you said it 7 times. And I'm like, 7 different ways, though.
Yeah. And, and that's how you write an essay. When you don't know
that's what it is. That's what I thought. That's what
Yeah.
I thought. I still didn't get good grades on that. But, you know, that's nothing there. That's nothing there. But, I mean, but having teachers who would tell me, like, I explain too much, or, you know, writing in elementary, which is what really made me be like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to figure out how to do this, and I'm going to do it. And because I felt like we had writers in the family, but it wasn't, like, looked at, like, as a golden jewel in our family yet. You know, and then, of course, after other people in the family accomplishing some things after time had passed, we finally got those gems, you know, and things like that. But I just knew that on the singing side, I wanted to represent our family because we have musicians. We have so many musicians in our family. It's not annoying, but it's annoying.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
either you can sing, you can play an instrument. You know my cousin Derek.
Of course.
You know, that's my other first cousin, play the drums.
Yeah.
That he went to
Shout
high
out
school with
Derek
too. I
Jeter.
know. Derek Jeter,
Yeah,
love you.
man.
And so he, I mean, all of us, we either can sing, play an instrument, or preach, or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And that's just the way that it works.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, how you said the first song you wrote and you look back on it and you be like, what was I, you know, what was, it's funny that you say that because it's like everything has levels to it.
Right.
Like, even as like a producer or, you know, making beats, because I do quite a bit of that, but I remember the first time I made a track or a beat, I thought it was, oh man, this is nice. And then time go by, I like, what the heck was that?
Trash.
But it's all levels because you
But it's
start
important.
learning different things as far as making a beat, and then you be like, do this sound like something somebody would write a song to? Or, you know, at what level capacity would somebody do this, you know, if a Chris Brown would do something with this.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, that goes from making beats or being an MD or knowing your, you know, even, you know, you being over band, learning how to, you know, entertain the crowd.
Right.
All that comes with levels. Yeah, man. So yeah, man, that's pretty dope.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Cool, man. So let me ask you this, man, because you have a very dope resume, man. You have a very dope.
Astounding.
Nah, forget that humble shit. You have a dope resume. So
I thought we were cussing.
You can. Just not the hard ones.
Okay.
So
PG-13.
but it's also it's also my show too.
There it is, and there it was.
But so man, let me ask you this, man. What was that first one that kind of made you feel like, oh my God, I can't believe
It's gonna sound kind of.
I can't believe
crazy.
I got this call.
It's really gonna sound kind of. It's really 2 moments. The first moment I have to say was with my cousin Daniel. He, how do I say this? He's very tough. Let me just say this. He's very tough. Okay. So Daniel was not the type of person who was like, he wasn't like there in the cultivating years. Because he was trying to make a name for himself, you know, playing for Joe and Lauryn Hill and all them other stuff, all those people. Right. You know, like that's what he was doing. So he couldn't be there. You know, he was in college. He went to somewhere in New York. I can't remember the college he went to. But he was gone. But when he came back and then he heard like all of like, the stuff that I was doing, and people was like, oh man, your cousin. And then he was like, okay. So he was like, okay, well, cousin, I want you to sing background for me for this gig. And I'm like, you want me to sing background for you? Yeah. That was a really big deal for me. And it really, it changed the dynamic in my entire career, only because people only thought that, okay, lawyer is just, he only works on the church side of things.
Got you.
You know, and despite the fact that I am a gospel artist, I mean, I knew that there wasn't, the music that I was going to do was not going to be traditional gospel. Right. I knew it was going to be some type of urban, contemporary, R&B, pop, rock, whatever you can think of. That's what I was going to do. Yeah, with Jesus on top. You know, like that's what I was going to do.
Because we got to get into mirrors in a little bit. We're going to talk, but we're going to talk about that in a little bit.
You know, that was my biggest. That was the first thing for me when he looked at me and said, "I want you to be a part of what I'm doing."
Yeah.
That meant the world to me. And then when he got me the opportunity, because obviously he's well connected in the industry now, when I had the opportunity to actually sing background for my favorite artist, which happens to be Tweet, Charlene, if you want to call it that. And I remember Tweet being in elementary school, listening to Tweet's music, and listening to her music is honestly what kept me from committing suicide.
Oh, wow.
So it's one of those things where like it went from that to like, okay, I want to do music. I listen to a lot. So I want my background harmonies to kind of be structured. The way that she moves and how she kind of does her parts and stuff like that. Very extensive. And then when he was like, okay, so we're going to bring in Tweet this year for the Halloween thing that he did a couple of years ago. And I was like, who we bringing in this year? Now keep in mind, I done already sung behind some heavy hitters in the industry, and I'm like, okay, cool. But when he said Tweet, I was like, okay, I am where I need to be in life, And it was crazy because in the event of us having to sing for Tweet, because I met her once before. And I met her as a fan. And when I met her as a fan, she was just like, oh my God, yeah, I love you. We got to take pictures. And I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm like, okay, cool. All right, I'm like, I like her. Because it's nothing like meeting an artist for the first time. And then, especially one that you love, and you be like, nope.
Yeah, that's
block, delete, never talk to them again,
Say never meet your heroes.
Never again. Because I have met an artist where I was like, oh, you ain't going to ever support your music. Because it was just a jerk. But then working with her was a lot different than, being a fan. Yeah. So she was a lot more structured, a lot more, aggressive and sure. And I couldn't take it personally, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't take it personal. She didn't even recognize me.
Really?
And that's the other difference too.
Right.
She didn't remember me from the person who was like, oh my God, I love you. I'm just the biggest fan.
Right.
To this person that's now singing background for her.
What's that rehearsal like, man? What's that rehearsal with Tweet like?
We didn't have rehearsal for it. In a sense, for her.
Oh, okay.
We always rehearse before the artist comes in.
Got you.
And so either myself or just anybody else. That's in Gang Gang. Shout out to Gang Gang, by the way. It's 5 of us. We sing together. That's our thing. But specifically when it comes to Daniel, we're Samuel 3.
Okay.
So it's me, Miracle, and Maya B. And generally, I always kind of like put the background moments together if we need to. And everybody go home and learn their part.
Oh, okay.
Miracle goes home and learn her part. Maya goes home and learn her soprano line. I go home and learn the tenor line. And then we just come together, us 3. We come together, and depending on if Daniel's in town or not in town, he'll be there, going over the music with us. We'll just learn our parts, and we'll sing it together. But we've been singing with each other for so long, it's so easy. It's easy. Like we can be like, now what you singing? Okay, well this is what we gonna do. And it's not, nobody feels like anybody's in charge or overstepping the boundaries. And because we're friends too, it makes it a little easier. So rehearsals with me as a background singer is easy. Because either I'm gonna take charge or it's going to be structured.
Gotcha.
I'm just really verbal in rehearsals.
Don't waste my time.
Yeah, but singing with Tweet, that's how I knew. I was like, okay, I chose the right thing in life.
That's what's up, man.
Nice.
That's what's up. And like I said, like seeing you, just watching you, man, like us being in high school and then just watching you grow up and develop into this. Because like I said, man, you have a star quality about you, man. And just growing up and seeing, the person that you've become now, man, I think is like super dope.
I appreciate
that. I've seen like a lot of growth since, seeing you on stage at Maceo versus, versus now. I mean, even being in the band and, having to do the breakdown and the body rolls with the...
God, I hated it. I hated the dance segments. And it's funny because it takes my family to talk about this. Because when my mama used to come, they used to be like, you just look so pathetic. I was so afraid of because I was afraid to be that.
Like he wasn't a performer in a sense in high school and stuff like that. So like I said, to see the growth now, and to see his stage presence and stuff like that, like I think it's like super dope, man.
I appreciate it because it's never been
I want to ask you this, man. I want to ask you this. So now you've been putting out music for a while. I think I kind of came late to the party in a sense, But one of the first singles I heard from you, was it called Wait or Waiting?
Waiting.
It was Waiting, right? And I know that came out a while ago. And of course, this is a gospel tune. So an adult tune, by the way, that's like one of the first ones I heard from you. And then, of course, But so my question is, man, growing up in a predominantly Christian family and stuff like that, did you kind of feel pressure to go the gospel route, or was that all you?
My mom used to always tell us only what you do for Christ will last.
Okay.
So, and she still tell us, me and all my brothers, that to this day, that only what you do for Christ will last. So it's one of those things where, like, I just knew. Like, I knew that, like, okay, I enjoy listening to, I guess, let's just say Chris Brown.
Right.
I mean, I do. Let me not say I don't enjoy him, but I do.
Right.
I enjoy listening to Chris Brown. But there are people who are only going to listen to Chris Brown's music and are never going to hear.
I got you.
Because of the way that they think gospel music sounds, or the way that they heard their granny play it.
Got you.
A lot of people only think, and it still makes me sad to this day that people, when people think gospel music, the first thing they think of is something about the name Jesus.
Yeah.
And it's like, gospel music has completely evolved since then. And I know, and it's unfortunate because in the Christian community, that's a problem.
Right.
But in the world, it's absolutely necessary. It's needed, because if we're supposed to go ye therefore and teach the nation, how are we going to do that if the only people who are hearing it is us?
Right.
You know what I mean?
So,
I mean, I knew that, like, listening to that other kind of music was going to be something that I'm like, okay, let me take a little bit of Tweet. Let me take a little bit of D'Angelo. Let me take a little bit of Mary, and let me take a little Kirk Franklin. Let me take a little bit of, I don't know, what is his name? Phil Collins.
Okay.
Let me take a little bit of Latigan and Sarah. Let me take a little bit of Robin. We're talking about artists from all over the world. And I was like, let me put it all in one thing, because I just want the music of gospel to be heard by different backgrounds, not based on, he talking about Jesus, so I want to hear it. Right. And it's going to sound like, Jesus, give me the... No. Like, gospel music is the message. Not the way that it sounds. And I think that's my purpose in life.
That's a dope perspective, man.
I have a brief funny story that you mentioned that how, the music thing and between world and the church.
World.
So,
that's funny.
Right. Secular, I hate that word too.
So a few years ago, I was at my choir rehearsal, and I was playing the keyboard, and I had like on the Rhodes, Fender Rhodes sound. I don't remember what song we was doing, but whatever the song was, I was playing the chords of the record, but it was on the Rhodes. So one of the older mothers, she just came, that's jazz. You playing jazz.
Wow.
So the funny thing is, I switched to piano and just played the exact same chords, and she's like, oh, okay, and walked off.
Wow.
I like it. That's hilarious.
That's what I said. It's true. Like as a Christian demographic, I feel like we're so afraid. If God created sound, why are we afraid of that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now some of the stuff that we doing with it, that's on us.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about, what sound, we don't know. And I'm not, trying to be too biblical and all that.
Talk about it, man.
We don't know exactly what Lucifer sounded like when he was in heaven. Right. Yeah. But he was also the most musical one.
Right.
And God called him the most beautiful angel.
Right.
And every time he would, do music, he had like all these lights and stuff and emeralds and just stuff would shine like almost like a disco. If you just want, in our minds.
Right.
If we want to think what it actually is, and we don't know what that music sounded like, somebody would listen to that and say, oh no, that's a problem. But if God loved that, then why wouldn't he love, country gospel music or hip hop gospel music? Because a lot of people really steer clear of that rap gospel music. You talk about the Lord, whoever listens to rap music, because we got some thugs for Jesus, some hood rats for Jesus who legit, like, they love, that's just the style of music is just preference. You know what I mean? It's preference. Everybody in each genre still talk about what they want to talk about. They think it's just R&B music that's out here being raunchy and ratchet. No, it's some country music out there that's real.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Telling some stories.
Listen.
You know what I mean? Telling some stories.
I have a question.
Yes. Why you laughing already?
I love you. Has there been so you spoke about your gospel sound being, I'm not going to say different, I'm going to say being transformed.
Love it.
And because I've had that conversation. As a matter of fact, me and my brother, we talk almost every day, and he struggles with the same thing as far as implementing a new sound in the church and not being so, for lack of a better way to say it, traditional,
right,
or preferred tradition.
There you go. That's better.
And then so my question is, with the developed sound that you have for gospel, has there been a time where someone wanted to bring you in to, minister or whatever, but maybe somebody didn't like your sound, or they didn't like, Lawyer as a gospel artist, and you've had to be like, no, I need to protect my, sanity or my emotions, so I'm not going to do it. Like, has there been a time where you had to literally tell the church, no, I'm not coming?
That is crazy. I actually have never experienced that before.
Really?
I haven't. I mean, I think because when how a lot of gospel artists, when they're coming up, they start off singing somebody else's music. I didn't do that. So when I came out, because I have 5 mixtapes out before I put out my first album in 2012. So I was singing my mixtape music at churches, and they was loving it. So it was one of those things where, like, I mean, it was like, okay, I don't want to be known for singing somebody else's church music when God is giving me my own. So it was a little different for me. So, I mean, I think maybe singing somebody else's music probably would have created that particular type of, I ain't gonna say insecurity, but just consciousness, if that's the better word, consciousness. I think that would have put something in me or installed something in me. But I came out the gate like, this is my song.
Right.
I hope you enjoy it.
But that's good that you did it that way, because then how you sing a song and people expect for you to sound just like who made that song.
I agree.
And so by you coming out the gate, with your own songs, it's like, this is my song, this is my sound.
Right.
I'm not mimicking nobody. I'm not trying to be whoever else. You're gonna have to accept me for what is displayed right now, because I'm not studying somebody else to be them.
I agree. Exactly.
Yeah.
That was my experience. So
I
mean, but it makes me sad when I do hear other artists going through that or feeling stuck, or feeling like they're in a place that they can't quite get out of because of what everybody else has, or what somebody or everybody else or the church or some other Christian or whatever has implanted in them, and they feel like, okay, this is what I have to do. I'm just grateful for the family and the parents that I had. Yes. Now, they were very clear about only what you do for Christ last. They was clear about that. But I actually have an older brother who is not a gospel artist. He's a hip hop artist, and he raps. He raps very, very well. And I'm serious. My brother is my oldest brother, DB, Ethan, for lack of better words, Ethan. But DB, he is my favorite rapper. But he is a rough rapper, if that makes sense. Right. If that makes sense. A very vocal rapper. It ain't, I mean, it's not like.
He's like Christian gangster.
It's not even Christian gangster.
I was about to say,
let's leave the Christian out. Let's just
straight out gangster.
It's just gangster. Oh, okay. He is a Christian, though. I'm just saying, he chooses to tell his story a completely different way.
Okay.
And that's okay.
And that's just, and my family, and my dad's, both of them, but the one being a pastor, even my mom, they support him. They don't be like, don't go buy my son record because he gonna cuss after every other word. Now, they would like to hear a song of him rapping. They said all the time, can you just do one song without you cussing on it at all? I think that's they always say, I think that's gonna be your hit right there.
Get the edited version.
You just want him to do that, but my brother gonna be himself. And I think that's my parents created people who were just going to be themselves, especially musically, specifically musically. None of my brothers, we are not afraid to be any of that.
I love it.
And it's my parents' fault. That's all I can say. It's their fault. Like, we fell in love with what we fell in love with, and all of us have our unique places, But Eric saw my little brothers when we used to sing together when we was kids. I mean, I was hard on them. Like, I was like, you're singing soprano, you're singing alto, you're singing tenor.
So you've always been that way where you're like, listen, this.
People would call me a drill sergeant. But I just wasn't like that in school.
Yeah.
In school, I was like, at home, they would never say I was quiet.
Really?
What? No, they was like, I talk too much. Lord, he gonna say too much. He gonna say the wrong thing. Don't let him say that because he gonna say that's them. They get nervous when I talk, as they should be.
Yes.
I know everyone's secrets. That's a joke.
Don't get on my bad side.
But I do know everybody's secrets. But no. I love my family. Though.
It's all good, man. Yeah. Man, Lou, I know I've said this before, but I actually mean it this time.
Okay.
I think this is gonna be the best episode.
Oh yeah, man.
I actually mean it this
man.
time. I know I said it before, but I think I actually mean it this time.
I brought my tea, brother. Yeah.
You said tea?
Yeah.
That's tea?
No, it's not tea.
Okay. Because it looked like Gatorade.
It's not that either, but
I'm just trying to have a zero.
Yeah.
I'm not finna advertise it, but it's
I mean,
it's some
it
good
is on
juice.
camera.
It's some good juice.
Not cherry flavored, no thanks.
Man. All right, man. So, man, let me ask you this, man. So, and I'm gonna go back to it. I don't care. Trumpet, right? God. So, how come you haven't tapped into that side, like as far as like on stage or like anything like that? Like, how come you haven't like tapped into that side yet? Because I know people would like trip out. I've always wondered that. So this question is more so for me. How come you ain't just tapped into it? And
I can only answer because you know I used to play the trumpet. And I think the sad part is
something just pull a trumpet out of nowhere and just start playing it during the song.
I think that would be super dope.
Yeah.
I think the weird part is I can't answer the question as direct as I can be.
Okay.
Because it'd be different if I wasn't actually good at the trumpet. Mm-hmm. I mean, but I was good at it.
You were?
Pretty good at it, actually. But I just knew that after high school, it was not what I wanted to do.
I got you.
I knew that. I think watching Drumline. Let me take this back. Let me make this very clear. I am not a morning person.
Okay.
So when we used to get up for Battle of the Bands,
yeah,
man,
I think I murdered everybody.
It was still dark outside when we had shows
exactly,
at school.
and we, everybody out talking. I think I murdered everybody like 7 times.
I was the same way.
7 times, including Mr. Hendricks.
Yeah,
we love him.
for sure.
But I was like, I do not want to do this with my life. Yeah. I don't want all this noise in the morning, because to me it was noise at 6 in the morning. And not only that, we had to go out, and Mr. Hendricks would have us like outside marching before we would practice. Legit.
We would
warm our horns up, all that stuff.
Run the field show one last time before we all got on the bus. And
it was horrible to me. It was horrible. I'm already confused because I'm still sleepy. Right. And then people, and kids are stupid in a good way. Yeah. They're dumb. Specifically teenagers, they play too much. So, and it's too early in the morning for all that playing. And he got to tell us to be quiet. It's just like, get somewhere and sit down, lay down. I'll slap you myself. Just chill. Everybody just chill. It's in the morning. Right. We have not even ate breakfast yet because they would give us something to eat after we rehearse. I still don't want to talk to nobody, and I'm hungry. So I knew after going through that experience, never.
Got you.
Never. Never. Band practice is the reason why I was like, no, because something happens when she playing something like this, he playing something different. The drummer's just cat, and then the person on the key just bloom, and it's like,
all doodling, all crazy.
Oh my God, my anxiety. I feel like I am autistic.
Now let me ask you this. So, but even though you do have an instrument background, does that give you a different perspective dealing with the band that you're singing for? Or do you more so just focus on your vocals and not really?
I'm still more so. It's weird because you would think I would be, but I'm still more focused on the vocals because that's me. That's. Can I play the trumpet? Yeah. When I hear something good, I'm like, ooh, yeah, that was good. Yeah. That's nice. That's good. I wish you could play for me, but I don't got the money for you, so that's cool. But singers, it's like, okay. You were flat. You were sharp. Fix that note. The reason why you're struggling right here is because you're breathing through your throat. You're not singing. That I can do that, but it's a little different when it comes to a musician playing the wrong keys. Just like you just played the wrong note.
Gotcha.
Okay, so speaking of that, since we're right here, as an artist, when you're doing the show, you hiring a band, is there a certain expectation, or
Yes.
is there something that like bothers you when you hire
Talk
a certain
about it.
musician or band?
Talk about it. Talk about all of it.
Well, for me, the first thing is being unprepared. That is always annoying to me, and I feel like if you're going to, especially if an artist is calling you in and you're doing their music, and not to say it like this, I don't care if we sing any other covers, but the songs you better actually know is mine.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's one. Two, being not being on time stuff, that bothers me. I feel like musicians are the worst at it. You know, specifically, not to be specific about it, it's always either the drummer or the person on keys who are always the latest
That's
ones.
crazy
I
because
feel
you
like
got
the
a
bass
drummer
players
and a
are-
keys.
The bass
over
players for me
there.
are always the ones that are always on time.
That's crazy. Lou, he was talking about you and Jay just now.
You talking about me?
I ain't talking about y'all. I ain't talking about y'all.
me. It's
I mean,
all
I ain't
good.
talking about y'all. Even though me and Eric, when we did do, you know, the other show, the last show we did together, you know, we didn't start on time, but I don't know if it was because the musicians weren't
Right.
there, but I don't know what that, I don't know. The moral story is, the late stuff, that's annoying too.
That's annoying.
But I mean, those two things alone, but specifically, I don't know. I guess because I'm Baptist and I grew up missionary Baptist. So for lack of better words or better term, just to try to be nice about it, I'm used to kind of like mediocre musicians.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I'm not.
No.
I'm not trying to be funny.
No. That's
But
an
just
interesting
some of our other
perspective.
sister churches, you know.
But because some of these, especially like the family churches that we grew up in, like, you know, they didn't have, they literally only had to use what they had.
What they could, and
You
there's
know
no
what I'm
diss to
saying?
them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
They had to
so-
do what they could, but I'm used to it. So I'm also used to sucking my like mic systems and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
It's a struggle today in life, but I mean, I got used to it at a very young age. So I'm not as hard on musicians as maybe like, I don't know, somebody like Kim Burrell or something like that, because she still play and stuff. I'm more like, you fumbled on that part, but I can sing. I'm more like, you fumble, you mess up, I'm gonna find you. You stay where you at. I like it. I figure it out. That's me. I try to be a little bit easy to work with when it comes to musicians. But as far as a drummer, I'm never specific on a drummer. Just keep the beat. I don't. If you want to do the cat whatever the heck that is, because I still don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't understand what makes a drummer really great versus a drummer who can just keep the beat. To me,
You know, the one that's
Well, no,
really
hold on.
great is the one that can keep the beat.
Well,
that's how I feel. That's how I feel.
Well, hold on. So I got to push back on that, and this might be a good segue. I got to push back on that comment you just made.
Oh, because you're a drummer, so you do that.
Right. Well, but
He said, "Cause you do that."
I see what you
Yeah,
did.
that's what you do.
I see what
So,
you did.
I expected it, so I'm ready to listen.
You ready for the smoke?
Because on your album Mirrors, you got one of my favorite drummers as a
Cousin
feature.
Cleon.
As a feature, right? So
Well, that's actually his track.
okay.
He produced it, and the drums on it. That's
Right.
his. That's
So-
his track, but you know.
Right,
Anyway, keep going.
but so my thing is like so he like I would take like him. He's one of my he's one of my favorite drummers.
One of the
you know
best.
what I'm saying? And it's like one of the things that makes that separates him is one is his decision making. Two, he's one of the few specifically drummers. I would even put him in just the category of musician period, but more specifically drummers that tell stories.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? And he's like his caliber of decision making. You know what I'm saying? It like you can feel emotion, but it's not just to cat. You feel what I'm saying? So
I should have known you was gonna be the one.
So with somebody like him, because
it's the best.
I don't disagree with you at all.
I mean, well, you're one of the best.
No. Man, you ain't got to put me like.
It's just a lot of y'all, but I'm just saying. Family always gonna be first for me.
Now, as it should. Well, I would put him definitely above the rest. I tell people.
He said it, not me.
I tell people out like, especially like when it comes to like a lot of these Dallas drummers, these cats are his sons. I say that hands down. Like to have cats literally trying to set their kid up like him. You know what I'm saying, and trying to play like him and phrase. Now I don't.
Right.
I don't. But that's because I know that that's not my lane. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I know that's not my lane. I know that's not what I do. But you know what I'm saying? It's like it's the difference between paying homage and dick riding. And you know, but I would say if you're going to do that, that would be the guy to do that with. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So you know what I'm saying? So when you say you don't know the difference between what make you good, I feel like you have the perfect example right there.
When I say I don't know the difference, and I guess I mean in the sense of like, because some people listen for like licks and stuff in it. I don't understand it because I struggle with rhythm, period.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's one of those things. And
it's like foreign to you.
I'm not like white boy struggle. I'm like, you know, maybe like Papa, who done got a little older, and now it's a little hard for him to keep up on the beat. Struggle. That's me.
Oh, okay.
So but that's only because I'm deaf in my left ear. So because I'm deaf in my left ear, everything's delayed for me, always. Or I speak before, trying to figure it out before. Anyway, but so when I say I don't know a good drummer, it's because of that. So they do certain like stuff that I'm just like, is he still on beat? Or
I got you.
Is it
Like
still
a syncopated beat or something like that.
yeah, it's like, is it still? But it's weird because I sing that way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I definitely
it's
understand.
notes. But when I found out that they have, when I used to look at my cousin Derek's like musical chart, and it was like on the staff, I'm like, what the heck are y'all actually like? Y'all have actual notes?
Yeah,
and it's
we
like,
have
what
sheet
is
music
this?
too.
I still don't get it.
we
That's
have
why that was why I was never in the percussion section.
Right.
More power to y'all. Kudos. And I always say, drummers to me are the most smartest people in the world. The fact that their left hand has to do something different from their right hand, their right arm is doing something different from their left foot is doing something different from their right foot, and then their head is doing something different from their mouth, and then 9 times out of 10 got their mouth, their tongue sticking out, or their mouth folded, and then they still gotta think. They still have to think.
That's funny.
Genius.
Because he's not wrong.
Genius.
I mean,
Shout out to all the drummers. Shout out to all.
I mean, they all right. They all
At his
right.
finest.
You putting a little much on.
They are geniuses. I mean, they may not
they
have common sense.
very well
but they
coordinated.
musical.
Let that man talk, man.
Very well. Of course, you would say that.
that man
Very
talk.
well coordinated. Is
Absolutely.
I
the
told y'all
most
this is going to be the best
But
show.
it's weird because despite the fact that they can be so coordinated in music, you take them outside of music,
And
and
they
I don't
can't
know,
function.
take them to their houses. Most of their houses is just woo 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 woo.
yeah,
just
discombobulated.
chaotic. Like they got the socks on top of the TV, and you're like,
yeah.
why is that up there? How did it even end up there? Oh, I was playing slingshot. Why do you? Okay, why do you have a slingshot? Drummers are.
Yeah.
Musicians are weird.
They're
to
very
me.
special people.
That's also the other reason.
scared
why
what you gonna
I
say about
don't-
keyboard players.
I'm not very
This is
specific when it
we
comes
just
to
talk about
musicians
drummers tonight.
either,
Right.
because musicians are weird to me. They're weird. I
lot
feel like
of
y'all have
them
like
are.
a secret talk that I just
Really?
don't understand. I know more vocalists, but really small window of musicians, and because I'm like, okay, how do I go to you and tell you I want you to play for me? And it's like, just go up to them and tell you want them to play. And it's like, no, because I be listening to the way y'all be talking. And y'all be talking in broken sentences. And I'm like, what? 4, 5, 6. What is that? I mean, I know what it means.
Yeah.
But it's just like,
Music conversation.
it's just it's the musical conversation that I'd be like, now I went to school for this.
Right.
I have a degree in music. It makes no sense that I have no understanding of musician talk. But I don't. I guess when I graduated high school, it went out the window. It went out the window.
But we wasn't doing it in the same capacity though. That was different. That was different. Like when you run across cats that's doing like those type gigs that where they calling out numbers and stuff like that. We wasn't having to do that in
No, because we had sheet music
Yeah.
in our faces. Give us the sheet music. Can you read music?
Yeah.
That's another one.
Yeah, it's funny because now, since a lot of things going on with the bands now is that we have the talk back, especially at church when they'll just give you the lines or they give you they call out the numbers and all of that. One of the guys at my church, he was talking to me about that because in my church they still traditional. We don't have talk back and all of that.
We don't either. So
It's like it is. It just be what it is or whatever. We just kind of listen and figure that out as we go along. But a lot of the churches, now they doing a talk back and they called and one of the guys said, man, what does that mean when they be doing that? And I said, that's basically whoever is the talk back is the music director, and he's basically communicating with the rest of the band where to go, what the next step is within the music.
When to go, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or to talk noise about.
Yeah, because they be doing that too.
Man, that's another one, man. Bro, that talk back. Boy, we be going there, bro. Who is that with them red shoes on?
That's funny.
Oh, man.
So negative.
That's
So negative.
That was the keyboard.
So it's always the person, and it really is normally the person on the keyboard that's like, when they are the ones in the talkback, they're going to talk about somebody. Unless they can't speak English well.
Y'all just don't be understanding what we be seeing, boy.
You see a lot.
I'm like, boy.
But since we kind of, stepped into that realm, whatever, let's unpack Mirrors, man. This was a dope project of yours, man.
Thank you.
I like how you presented it.
Well, it was good too.
I love how you presented it.
So with Mirrors, man, this
was the video.
This
even
wasn't
the photo shoot, like just how you promoted it before it came out. I was just like, what is this?
So the rollout was dope. And like even when you listen to the tracks and stuff like that, this wasn't, and like you said, you've put out music before, but this, Mirrors, this wasn't your typical Yes Jesus Loves Me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This was stepping into, I would say, more of your artistry.
Correct.
More of the artist, side of you. So what was the inspiration just behind, just the whole album Mirrors, period? Let's start with this. Why the name?
Why the name? Yeah. That's all connected to the same thing.
Okay.
Okay. So experiences.
Okay.
That's how I'm gonna say it. There was a certain experience that I went through in 2018, and because of that experience, I had to do a lot of like reflecting upon myself. A lot of like, okay, what did I contribute to this negative situation? Because a lot of people go through certain situations, whether it be romantic, family problems, or friendships, even situations like with jobs and stuff like that. And sometimes you don't think that, that those 2 minutes that you were late don't mean nothing. And it's like, well, you keep being late, eventually you're going to get fired, but you can't be mad at the person.
Yeah.
HR for like, well, you've been late for, 6 years, 2 minutes, and that ain't what you're supposed to do. And eventually, but what I'm trying to say is going through those experiences made me be like, okay, let me look at what I did. And that's what that album was about. It came from me not wanting to forgive folks. It came from me like having problems with trusting people. Even me having problems trusting God. Like I was just like, okay, God, we about to box.
It was I felt a sense of transparency.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that was the point. I mean, when you look in the mirror, generally, no matter what you have on, you know what's underneath it.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
You know that you got a scar on your left shoulder, but nobody else can see that.
Right.
And that's just what that album was about. It was about, okay, we make up all these things. Women put on makeup, men do too. Depending on who you are and what you're doing it for. Right. But people put on all these, just the way we put on our clothes, and we like to look a certain way because we like ourselves to be presented a certain way, trying to cover up everything that we're actually dealing with in life. Because once we step out the door, none of that really matters anymore. Because we go to work, we got to do our job. We're a parent, we still got to be mother and father. Yeah. If you have a spouse, you still have to be a husband and wife.
Yeah.
If you are doing music, you still got to go out there and entertain that audience.
Right.
Like your troubles don't matter, and they're the only ones that matter.
Right.
And you're giving yourself constantly throughout the day, and some of your wounds are going unattended to. Some of your pain is going unhealed because you are just putting on clothes and putting stuff over it. Now you're bleeding through it.
Right.
If for those who are spiritual, we can see like, oh, you're going through something.
Yeah.
And it takes the right person to pull you to the side and say, what's going on? Or I'm praying for you or whatever. But that's what the album was about. It was about feeling not seen. But I know, like, I see it. So I'm standing in the mirror. These are the things that I see. I'm struggling with this. I want to beat them up. God, what we gonna do about my anger?
Right.
The song on there called Angry. Right. It's legit. It's everything was intentional. Every song. Even the fact that each song was one word. It was all intentional. All the way down to the fact that it's an odd number track. I don't like even numbers. Everything is always odd numbers.
That's the tune I was gonna ask you about because Angry because Angry. Well, first of all, the track was because just listening to it, it doesn't sound like an angry song.
It doesn't.
It actually like
happy. It sounds so happy. It's crazy, right?
You know what I'm saying? It's I listen to your music, brother. I'm a fan.
It makes me feel good. Like I feel like okay. Let me.
I'm a fan.
We do our research here.
Give me some guns so I can chew it.
And then you also work one of my I put her in my top. She in my top 3 singers. In as far as the area, you because Blanche was on the album too.
Oh yeah.
How was that experience?
I call her my girlfriend.
Yeah,
she called me her boyfriend. Blanche and I actually have been knowing each other. I want to say like a couple of years before that.
A beast, man.
We did some work in the studio for her,
okay,
and we just kind of maintained our relationship, and because she was easy to work with, and she was fun to work with on her stuff, and I was like, when I do mine, you just need to be ready.
I'm gonna tell you what I love about Blanche, man, because like vocally, like her choices, the choices,
absolutely,
the choices that, and on top of that, she's humble.
She's special.
She's humble, but it's like the choices that she make. It's like what made you think to put that half of a run right there and then dip out and then come? Like she's just hella musical, man. I'm definitely a fan of hers as well.
Yeah, I love Blanche. Blanche is legit one of my favorite people in the world. Like I just love her. That's my girl. Shout out to Blanche.
Shout out to
Blanche, if y'all don't know who she's singing background for Ari Lennox now.
Yeah, she's in London right now.
That's what they do. They become stars. You know. I'm just here with the stars, just trying to keep up.
You feel what I'm saying?
I was looking at her Facebook page, not Facebook, Instagram page, and I say, she in London.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Love it.
That's how you do it. From North Carolina, moved to Dallas. Apparently, that was the right choice for her in the moment in life. You know, but sometimes it is about just getting out of your comfort zone, you know, and trying something new. And it just happened to work out in her favor because she soared the moment she stepped foot in Dallas. So she soared.
So going back, so the rollout that you did for Mirrors, you know what I'm saying? So whose artistic mind was that?
Yeah,
mine.
That was all you? Yeah.
I remember. I think I don't know if you did a video. I don't know if I heard you talk. I know I didn't hear you talking about it.
It was like a rollout type situation.
But something about you sitting and doing or somebody was sitting and actually hand doing the mirrors or something, right? Like
keep going. I'm trying to remember. Keep going.
Well, like because you were sitting in a
tub. Okay, yeah. Okay, keep going.
And somebody was like, all I remember is. Everything that you had, not everything, but a lot of it from that particular photo shoot was handcrafted or specific for that photo shoot.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
Yes.
I knew it. I knew it.
I did. I got a lot of pushback.
Really?
From that was the promo video.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
They was Christians. Not too happy about it.
This Christian likes it.
Are we gonna talk about that, or we gonna go ahead and go up into the album?
Let's talk about it. Let's unpack that. So it's like even with that, did that make you like, even if it was for a second, did that make you like doubt anything?
Well, I was terrified. It was weird because up until the moment, I was cool. Like I was like, God, I see it. I'm doing it. I don't really care what people gonna think. They didn't like Jesus. You know, he going around just saving their lives.
Right.
He's not doing nothing important. He just saving the
just
world.
That's it.
Right.
But they still hate him. So I'm like, okay, cool. He can deal with the ridicule. I can too. So I'm doing it. And then I was with my best friend, and she was with me before we posted the video. And I said, okay, so I said, we ready? Let's do it. I'm like, she said, you ready? I was like, yeah. And then like, I don't know, all the way up into right after the moment I posted it. As soon as I was like, let's do it, I posted it. I said, oh my God, what am I doing? What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? I said, can we take it off? Can we take it off? Anyway, like, and she was like, what the heck is going on with you? I'm like, I don't know. I just have all of a sudden I have this fear of doubt and scared and what are people going to think? And like, you know, like it's all intentional. I don't mind explaining it if they just ask the question without the judgment, you know.
Right.
But there were people, of course, who were not going to ask questions because in their mind, they already assume they know what it all means.
Right.
You know, but it's like, no, everything was, everything was very intentional with that album.
Who made that glove or the
So
listen.
So here's the thing.
made that?
So here's the thing. My cousin Tiara, who is also a movie producer, who's from here, from Dallas, she is very crafty.
I love
And so I said, I want to wear gloves, but I want the nails to come out of them. And I want crushed glass on top of it. And then she was like, okay. And I said, you know what? Go ahead and put some
that
pins.
was glass. That wasn't mirrors. I was thinking it was
Like
mirrors.
it was like crushed mirror. It wasn't mirror glass. Some of it was like crystal mirror though.
Gotcha.
So the bottom of it was like crystal and the top of it was like mirror. So it was like crushed. We glued it on. We did all that stuff like the day before. You know, we were just, and I was like, okay. Well, and then when we tried the glove on, the glove didn't fit all the way. My fingers wouldn't go through the rings because I got big hands like my grandfather. So it was one of those things I was like, okay, so we're gonna make it work. I don't care. We'll figure it out. You know, all this other stuff. But everything was very intentional. But my cousin Tiara made that. And when she got done making it, I was like, this is exactly what I was talking about.
Even down to like directing. Directing like the promo video and stuff. Like, were you the one? Like just to get into the mechanics of it, of everything. Were you the one who like told the, you know, whoever was doing the camera or the photos, yo, I want you to get it from this angle. I want you to like. It
was me. It was all written down. I said, I want 13 seconds of this, 20 seconds of that. But artists have to know, and this is something that I love actually talking about. When it comes to shooting a promo video and or a movie or just regular video, you need to you got to be very specific with videographers. Because when it comes to like editing stuff, they're going to get a bunch of different shots of a lot of the same thing from different angles. They have to. So what the video is only, 13 seconds or 15 seconds or whatever, but all those different shots from different angles, that is what takes hours, or a lot of time. So you need to make sure that if you know what you want, and what people don't know is that I was completely blind the whole time to the video shoot. So those white contacts I had on in my eye, I couldn't see.
Really? I was gonna ask, could you see?
I couldn't see anything. So I had to legit and the crazy part is I didn't know I was gonna be blind until the day of. I said, okay, cousin, I need you to go to find a beauty supply store and go find me some white contacts so I can appear blind. Find me some white contacts. Now, once we got to the actual studio where we went to and did the promo video, and then, I was doing the makeup thing, got everything together. Then I put the contacts on. I said, y'all, I can't see. I legit I could not see. They had to hold my hand walking out because everything was just white.
Wow.
So I did that entire video completely blind, which made it even better because that was the point of the video. Like from the nails to the glitter, it was like the point was for it to look like a beautiful mess.
Right.
A lot of times we try to make up and make our mess look pretty.
Right.
So we put on the makeup for women or some men, like I said. We put on makeup, we put on the clothes, we get our haircut, we get it done, all this other stuff. And we cover up all the stuff that people really can see anyway. Right. And and we get our nails done, but we don't really realize that our hands are hurting, we're hurting ourselves. Yeah. That's why I had scars on my body and I was, pointing it out because we don't realize that our hands, the work that we do, can hurt people. My eyes were blind because we're blind to a lot of what we, and I'm saying in the song, these are the things I see, but I'm blind. We don't even realize how delirious and just not clear we are in life about things. It was intentional. Everything was intentional. It was just,
but also, and like I said, getting back into the mechanics, you have to have a hella dope team to be able to pull that off. While you're not able to stop, because a lot of times if you see like behind the scenes shoots, the artist, if the artist is directing the video, they'll say stop, let me come back, let me see that. Okay, change that.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you had to have a really dope team, because first of all, like I said, that was a dope shoot. You know what I'm saying?
That.
So you had to have a really dope team to be able to just help you pull that off without you being able to.
Well, I have people around me who know me. And they had to know me so much to the point to where there was some stuff. Because we always know there's always some stuff behind the scene. Of course. So there was some problems behind the scene, but they came to me on every single thing. It was like, okay, so lawyer, it was said that we can't do this and da da da. What do you want us to do? And I'm like, any other day, most people just would have made the executive decision because that is their job. But they know that I need to have my hands in everything,
Right.
especially in that particular realm, because it was my first time actually like doing something like that for any body of work that I've ever done.
Gotcha.
So for me, it was like, nah. I mean, and not that I couldn't trust people, but it was just like, I just didn't want anything to go wrong. And should something go wrong, or if there was a lot of ridicule or anything like that, I just wanted to be like, well, it was my idea. So I mean,
Fallback is on
I didn't
you.
want nobody to
Fallback,
get hurt
yeah,
in the
yeah.
process. So for me, it was like, yeah, just make sure that I'm okay with everything, those other stuff. But outside of that, they just know in life, I'm like that anyway. I'm like, we're not doing that. But like, we want to go to the movies. We're not going to the movies, y'all. We're not. We're going to stay home and we're going to order pizza.
I don't know if
and
you heard
you're
me.
going to get this because you have high blood pressure. Like that's me. I'm really like that in real life. I really am. So they were already like, let me go talk to the lawyer. Let me go talk to the lawyer. Let me go talk to the lawyer. So that's what made it easy because I didn't have to, even though I couldn't see, and I was like sitting there and I had to wait because Shauna, shout out to Shauna, who doesn't live here now, but she was a Dallas native who did my makeup for the shoot. That took a while because I had like scars and had, you know, and all the stuff on my body. That took a minute, you know. So I couldn't get up for everything that was like not going to work for a camera. You have to also remember that you can't get everything shiny on camera because it reflects.
Right.
And I kind of wanted that, but that's neither nor there. You know, but it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, I'm not a videographer, so I don't really take that part into consideration. So even there was stuff that I wanted to do that I still couldn't do, but we just have to make it work. In that moment, I was like, okay, we'll just do this like this and we'll make this like this. And, you know, because the plan was for me to be in a tub full of crushed mirrors. That was the plan. But we bought the crushed mirror, but it just wasn't enough. But luckily, I had like this sequenced tablecloth, which is what was in the tub. And we put the crushed mirror on top of it to make it look
that
like...
was smart.
You know, but it was supposed to be the base of it, but it couldn't work because it would have caused a reflection in the camera.
Who idea was it to put it in there like that?
Mine's.
I knew it. I just wanted to say it.
Just put it here with me. Because for me, it was like, oh, I bought this. Oh, I'm going to use this. We put a lot of work. I mean, I have my best friend literally like, okay, let's go over here. Let's go over here. We're going to go to this beauty supply store, and then we're going to go to this dollar store. A lot of stuff was dollar store and Amazon. We're going to make this work.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
Listen, and that's what it be in most situations, man. But like I said, it's the creativity, knowing how to make that stuff work, angles, all of that stuff, man, editing, like all of that stuff is important. And I say, man, hats off to you, brother. You definitely.
Well, I did the insecurities videos before that, which is why the promo video was so like, whoa, what is this? And then when I did the insecurities video, a lot of people felt like, are you just playing it real safe? Like, was you afraid? Because it was like, no, I had actually recorded, I did the insecurity videos first.
Gotcha.
And then I did the promo video.
Gotcha.
And the promo video, I just was like, I see this, let's do it.
Gotcha.
And then when I did it, I was like, oh, this is setting the standard. And then I was even nervous about what people thought about it because it was like, but the insecurities video, it is, the message in the insecurity videos is clear, but it's very, you know, rated kid, you know?
Right.
So, and I mean, that's the point, of course.
Right.
All gospel music should be rated kid.
Right.
That's
But
why you
it
had
was
all
just
of the people.
the different people in the videos. So it was meant to feel more family oriented, but I didn't really think, that's the part I didn't think about. Like, oh, I did this extremely extreme video in the gospel world. And everybody's like, what is this? I even had some people was like, I can support this. And I even had some people to share, people I didn't know that were sharing like, church, we need to pray. And I'm sitting there like,
Oh, wow.
dang, they don't put a nigga in hell already. Like, what the heck, you know? That's all I was thinking. I was like, well, I mean, okay, if that's how it came from God, but I don't feel no kind of way about it because ultimately I can explain it.
Right.
I feel like we serve an intentional God. We sang the songs about it. Sang it for 30 years. He's intentional. We don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where it's like, we serve an intentional God. I feel like God is, to me, I feel like these days, God is now getting a new generation of artists who are very intentional about what they're doing for him. Because he's intentional about what he wants to be seen there. I feel like too much of our personal life has been the forefront of gospel, including preachers being outed, and it's unnecessary. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's unnecessary, necessary, but it's unnecessary. You know what I mean? But if we make it about God, it won't be no confusion.
Right.
You be intentional about what you're doing, there's never going to be any confusion in the sense of like being able to explain it.
Because at that point, it's simply I said what I said.
Yeah.
Simply I said what I said.
This is what it is. No, he said what he said.
Right.
We can't beat that.
Right. That's what's up, man. Yo, man, we getting some gems, man.
Yes, sir.
We definitely getting some gems, man. This is a DFW Shed Sessions podcast, man. Listen, Lou, I think it's time we take a break real quick.
Oh yeah, man. I gotta go. I gotta go do my due, man.
Oh yeah, man. He getting old and his bladder get full quick.
You gotta go potty.
Yeah, man.
That's some energy drinks, man. I gotta start.
Hey, man, listen, we got Lawyer Turner in the building, man.
Yeah.
Definitely having a super dope conversation.
Yes,
DFW Shed Sessions podcast. Y'all don't go nowhere. We got to pay some bills, and we going to be right back.
I get weary, I get angry, get needy, I get greedy. And people don't believe me when I say that. These are the things I see. These are the things when I'm looking at myself in the mirror. These are the things I see. These are the things I see. Up in the mirror,
See, I'm a photographer. Feel what I'm saying? So if they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, it's my job to make sure they hear every last one of them. I got you.
Say, man, this has been a superb episode.
Superb. Prince used a school word.
Yeah, man. So,
superb.
So before we get started, I just want to say make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, DFW Shed Sessions. You can also follow us on TikTok and Instagram, DFW_Shed Sessions. Also, you can follow us on Facebook on our page called the DFW Shed Sessions FB page. And if you happen to live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you can find our group on Facebook if you're not a part of it, which is where everything started. Just called DFW Shed Sessions.
You okay, man?
Yeah, I'm good.
I was like,
I'm good.
It sounded like
it
took a minute to get it out.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I understand now. It took a while, but I got it.
Yeah. I'm clear my throat.
Okay. Jeez, you need some eye drops, brother?
Oh no, I'm good. My eyes are great.
All right.
I restocked.
Yeah,
I restocked too.
My eyes are good tonight, man. Hold on. So that's all the good stuff. Also, if you're in Dallas, Fort Worth area, and you just happen to see this podcast, and if you would like to just get some stuff off your chest and may possibly be in an interview, you could hit us up on our email at dfwshedsessions@gmail.com, and one of us will try to get back to you to see what we could make happen.
It'll probably be Lou.
I was about to say it's not gonna be me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, then it'll be me then. I guess we're gonna do it. Okay. Well. Anyway, let's get to these social media plugs. Professor Melwell, where can we find you on social media?
You can find. I was about to start rapping Nelly. You can find me. Sorry. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram under Professor Melwell. That is Professor Mel MEL Will WILL.
Nice. All right. My good brother over here.
What up, though?
Mr. Band Leader, Mr. Drum Major. Man, this out tonight.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, where can we find you on social media,
Drummer.
brother?
Drum Major Buckham was my drum major name.
Really?
What?
Buckham.
Oh, okay.
Yep, doesn't ring a bell.
Drum Major Buckham.
Yep, doesn't ring a bell.
That was it. Anyway, so yeah, it was Eric. It was it. Yeah, but so man, social media, that's J Ell Groove, or Instagram, who is J Ell Groove. If you want to ride this funk train, you can holler at me at Funk Your Feelings. That's FUNKYO Feelings. That's on Facebook and Instagram. Man, if you want to tap into one of my many endeavors, whether it be music, videography, photography, merch, just another one of my projects, and that's called Another Groove Project, and that's on Facebook and Instagram. Of course, if y'all wanna find me on Christian Mingle, OnlyFans, X Hamster, all of that good stuff, man. Y'all
Lou. Lou, what are your what's your
Let me go and get this over with.
what is your handle?
Somebody finally asked Lou. Come on, man.
Let's see. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok under Lou Paul Beats. Also, you can check out. I do have music out on all streaming platforms. Lou Paul, you put in Lou Paul Beats, you should find quite a bit of my music, and also YouTube channel Lou Paul Beats and Lou Paul Beats, Lou Paul Beats, Lou Paul Beats, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Jeez.
So my good brother, lawyer, where can we find you on social media, brother?
Lawyer Turner.
Yeah, well, he's straight to the point.
Well, on Facebook, you're lawyer Olivia Turner.
It's still Lawyer Turner.
Lawyer
It's Olivier.
Olivier.
It's French, everyone.
Yeah.
It's French.
Olivier. Okay.
It's Olivier.
Thank you. Listen, because some people probably were pronouncing it the way I just did.
Yeah,
So
they
thank
do it
you
all
for
the
telling
time.
us.
And I actually have one of my best friend's sister actually calls me Olivia. It used to bother me, but it doesn't bother me anymore because she's the only person that can do that. Anybody else, I'm an uppercut. So it's just not you, though. Not you.
Thank you.
I love you. Just don't call me Olivia, though.
Yes, Olivier.
You can call me whatever you want, just not Olivia. But
I
you
got
know,
you. I got you.
but it's a family name.
Turner, no Ike.
But it is lawyer. It is lawyer.
Okay.
Like the occupation, LAWYR. Yes, it's my government name because he said
I used to wonder.
it's my government name. I was unfortunately born with it. Okay. Lawyer, like the occupation. Turner, no Ike.
No Ike.
No Ike.
Okay.
We ain't eating no cake.
relation.
We ain't eating no cake over here.
No.
And now you die on me, I'll kill you.
Man, it's been man, where you get those boots from, man? These boots are boots and
ASOS.
Can you put one foot like?
We
put
should
the-
do
put
like
the right one
Wonder
up a
Williams
little
where they
bit.
put
shoe cam?
Yeah, the shoe cam.
Yes, we should.
Yeah.
and I'll tell you, man, the drip, man, man, but
the whole fit.
like I said, especially after he like just came into himself, man, he is not undripped. he is not undripped, man. But that's what's up, man. Dude, what you got coming up, man? We ain't heard no new music from you in a minute, man. Mirrors was a minute ago, man.
Yeah.
What?
I am working on new music, so clap.
Come on, man.
I am working on new music. Mirrors Part 2, which is called Rolling, which is Mirrors Backwards. It's the concept of everything that is in the mirror, but everything is also reflected backwards in the mirror too. So just kind of think of that particular mindset.
Dope
when you hear
concept.
the music, it's gonna feel like it's reversed, but it is still moving forward at the same time.
I got you.
It's like progressive forward reverse music.
Yeah.
So it feels old, but it feels kind of like the feeling that you had when you heard angry. How
Right.
It doesn't sound angry.
Yeah.
You don't feel angry. That I have to make the track like that so that I wouldn't be angry.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, but I love those like contradictive type of music where you can
right.
be listening to like a sad song, but it's so happy you can't be sad.
Kind of like Before I Let Go.
Yeah, or even like what's the song? The Earth, Wind, and Fire sang with the emotions on it. A boogie Boogie Wonderland.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Right.
Really happy song, but whatever, but that's what it's like. It's like, but it's still old, but it's still new, but it's still, some of it is future and some of it is now, but some of it is like, I don't know if like Prince sang worship music.
Yeah. I got you. Have you ever heard of Purple Wonder Love?
No.
That's a real question.
You know what I'm saying? No.
Nah, man, we got to put you on Purple Wonder Love, man.
Oh, that's
Purple Wonder Love. Purple Wonder Love. This is artist.
Is that a band?
No, it's an artist.
Oh, okay, no, I haven't.
I gotta check it out myself.
Man, I gotta put you on Purple Wonder Love. It is my sole purpose in life to put all of Dallas on Purple Wonder Love.
I love that.
Okay. Is that and that the person's name is Purple Love?
Purple Wonder Love.
Purple Wonder Love. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna tell.
Still a couple of tracks or something, and
You're not gonna tell them
I just did.
who it is.
Yeah, it's Purple Wonder Love. But anyway, man, that's what's up, man. It's definitely dope talking to you, having you here, man, and taking time out your busy schedule just to come chop it up with us, man, give some game, give some knowledge, man. We appreciate you so much, man, but we got some recurring segments, man, we got to get into, man, on this show, man. One of the first ones I got for you is called your top 5, man. So I'm gonna ask you what your top 5. It doesn't have to be in any particular order or whatever. But now, I'm just curious. I'm just curious because you are a background vocal connoisseur. I wanted to know who has, as a single artist, a standalone artist, who has and we're not talking about because I feel like I have to make it specific.
Yeah, because
so
the lawyer in me is working.
Right. So single standalone artist, not live, on the record, that does their own background vocals. Top 5 backgrounds.
D'Angelo, Tweet, Emily King.
Oh
my goodness!
Come back, Georgia. Come back. Come on.
I was not expecting that.
I love Emily King. I
love
Emily King.
I have to say Brandy because I love her.
Yeah.
I love what she does. And then if I have to, because I guess I better name some gospel artists too. Huh?
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
Because I do listen to gospel, right? I guess it would have to be B Slade. I mean,
I love him.
But it's kind of hard because him and J Mouse both.
Yes, and I don't think he
kinda
get his due diligence.
Did something in me as a child. So yeah.
That's what's up.
That was 7 or 6.
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't like even numbers, so I gotta get one more.
Go
ahead.
Let me think. We'll just say, you know who else is really good that I've actually learned to really like these days?
Who's that?
Let me not say that like that. Let me rewind. She's always been great.
Yeah.
But I'm saying
These
like,
days.
as far as background wise, I never really paid attention until like my circle changed a little bit. But Janet Jackson backgrounds are phenomenal.
Really?
Okay.
I never really paid attention.
It's just as complex as how we're now finally hearing these like acapella versions of Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
All the parts. Janet Jackson backgrounds are just as extensive.
I really never paid attention to
That's
it like
my
that.
point. That's my point. But you got people. That's why I said it's people's textures and styles and tones that make a person listen to something and not listen to something.
I got you.
You know, there's a lot of people who do what Kim Burrell does, but because of their tones or whatever, we kind of miss it. Ooh, I missed the person.
Who?
She's actually like number 1.
You know this is gonna make it 8, and then you'll
I
have
know, but this is important.
Okay.
Jasmine Sullivan.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
Has to go.
Yeah.
She has to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it at 8, even though that's gonna bug me. I'll just send y'all text messages.
I
But it's one of those things where But I just feel like people's textures is what make people listen to how creative a person is.
I got you.
Because
it's good you said that. Your voice tone, when you're singing, I love the raspiness of it. I freaking love, even when you do your runs, when you're doing things in intricate spots, when you're singing with people, when you're singing alone, it's just your voice. And I don't see, as a vocalist, sometimes I can sound raspy when I'm singing. Well, a lot of times I sound raspy when I'm singing. So it's hard for me to blend with backgrounders. But you, I don't know. It's like I hear you when you're singing with the backgrounds, but then it's like I don't hear you specifically. How? I've been wanting to ask that. Even your talking voice is raspy. Yeah. How do you sit there and say?
I was wondering if he was hoarse.
I got a confession. That's lawyer.
I got a confession. Lawyer singing, like his vocals, it had to grow on me. It grew on me for a little bit because I was always sitting here thinking, bro, I just need him to cough one good time. Just cough.
Lawyer, you can uppercut him.
It's okay.
I didn't call him his middle name.
I have a joke for him. We'll just take it back to high school.
Funny.
I have a joke for him.
Funny.
Nah,
it's all love. But
we bit on that drum a bit earlier. That rat-a-tat-tat.
So that's a real question. Because
I'm gonna tell you who actually I studied. Because I used to listen. I used to back in the day. All of us are a little older here. So back in the day, everybody had a CD player, right?
Of course.
Like the portable CD player. Okay, cool. All right, so if you get the headphone and you kind of slightly take it out a little bit, it will literally take away all of the lead and most of the music, and all you hear is background.
Right.
So that's what I used to listen to when I was a kid.
Really?
I would take out the thing a little bit, the cord a little bit on inside the little aux cord, take it out a little bit, and then I would just listen to the backgrounds on repeat over and over and over. And I would say, okay, I have to sound like this. Let me sound like this. Because on the gospel side,
that's
singing
intuitive as
it was
hell,
tough.
man.
It was rough because there were people who came up to me and be like, I just don't think that you are meant to sing background.
What?
Or that you can do it. Or that I feel like, and I even got told that I shouldn't sing my own backgrounds on my own music. Yeah, they should never tell me that.
Yeah.
So when they told me that, I was like, forget that. I'm gonna show everybody like I need to be your first choice.
Right.
And that's what
I mean,
it was.
but backgrounds it's an art in itself. It's an art and it's an art in itself, and there's just a certain level of discipline that you have to have. Yeah. That you must without question, man. Right. Like there's a certain level of discipline that you have to be like just one of those go-to background singers, man. Like I said, it's like between like you said, you got Carry On, Miracle, Blanche, one of my favorites. I mentioned her on the show before, Indigo Jones, Devontae Thornton, you know what I'm saying? As distinct and powerful as his voice is, man. Even him having the discipline to be able to, do backgrounds and stuff. Like there's a lot of people that are great frontmen, but that you can't put them.
You cannot put them in the back.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying like that's just an art in itself. Right. Even to be able to arrange background vocals, that's another
beast,
man. Yep. Man, and you do all of that, man.
I'm so funny.
because they told you shouldn't or couldn't.
That's all it is. It took a few people to be like, you should sing on background.
Yeah.
Bad.
Word.
It took a few people to be like, I don't think you should sing the higher lines on your backs. Okay, I'm gonna show you I got some range. And I don't like to be told what I can't do.
Yeah.
Now if it was my mama or my daddy saying it, then I'd have been like, okay.
Yeah.
You think so?
What? Yes. I wasn't scared of them, but I don't like to be a disappointment to the people that I love. So if it was somebody that I love that came to me saying that, even though I was still like kind of stubborn and outspoken, but if it was somebody I loved that said it, I think I would have. Sorry, I think I would have changed my mind.
I got you.
I'm choking on something.
Okay. You got a whole bottle of water right
there.
there.
But I know. I just
on the floor.
Don't be too media trained.
Oh! There goes your call. Anyway, so
we finally got my call.
I freaking love you.
I guess he was speaking in the spirit. I don't know.
Listen.
We finally got my call, people.
Yeah, if they would have told me that, I probably would have changed my perspective. I really would have. I literally just experienced something on Sunday. I am really choking. Am I supposed to say this or not, Lord? Okay. I just experienced something Sunday, and my mom was like, she said, do I need to worry about the fact that you're wearing these boots that got little heels on them? And I said, what? Why do you need to worry? And she was like, I'm just asking. Do I need to worry? Don't be mad. Because everybody know me. I don't play.
Yeah.
I was like, And I was slightly offended. She don't even know this, so hopefully she don't watch this. But I was slightly offended. But at the same time, I had a conversation with my sister about it today. And she was like, well, you have to understand, anytime you do something different, a lot of times people, when they don't understand it, they either get curious, they worry, or they judge it. You know, and she was just like, I don't think, you know, your mom meant anything in a negative way.
Especially we talking about from a traditional background.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, exactly. She came from that space where she was ridiculed because she wore red lipstick.
Yeah.
Like,
Jezebel.
they was eating up back in the day. So it tripped me out when I'm like, why are you asking me this question? But you know what this is like. But at the same time, I sometimes wonder, like, you know, do my parents be like, okay, lawyer, that's that too far step. Like when it came to the video, I had to prep my parents before the video came out. Because I was like, look, I don't know what this response is going to be like. And I showed my dad, and I showed my mom, and my daddy, who's the pastor, he was just like, okay. And I showed it to him. He was like, okay. And I was like, so you're not tripping, you good, you understand? He said, lawyer, I know you know God.
Yeah.
And if God told you to do this, what are you worried about? And I was like, okay, well, my daddy said it, who happens to also be my pastor.
Right.
Pastor Hicks said it, it is what it is.
Right.
That's what we're going to do. At that point, I ain't care what my mama
So I got God and my dad.
Yeah, you know, it worked.
If
it
all
worked,
y'all.
but I mean, you know, because people tell me that, I think if it would have been and I had rehearsal tonight, and I had to see my mom again tonight. I was actually a little scared about wearing this to rehearsal.
Really?
It made me conscious, and I'm just like, I don't want her to be like, what is my son doing? You know, it was just like, it was all of that. And I just was like, it was on my mind.
So like even for me, man, you know, I grew up in that same type of, you know, environment or whatever, and even for a while, you know, me being, you know, the conservative masculine male or whatever, but it's like, bro, can it really be that? And your all-time favorite artist is Prince?
Right.
Really? It's like, it's cool for Prince, but and you know, all that other stuff, man, and it's like, man, just me having to get to a point, well, first being checked and being like, hey, bro, like, you know, like, you call yourself an artist, like, you know, artistry, you know, whatever, and whatever it is that people got going on or doing in their personal lives, one is 100% none of your business, for one, but then two is like, bro, like, you know, what's the artistry of it? Like, do you, you know, so it's like Prince can't be your all-time favorite artist, but then you know.
That's my ninth.
Yes.
That's your what?
That's my ninth.
That's your
background.
That's a good one. I allow that one.
All right, don't say nobody else's name.
You could. But yeah, man, so nah, man, I totally understand. All right, so cool. So we got that. All right, now we got our next recurring segment, man. We call this Playing in the Wrong Key. This is our version of what grinds your gears. This is your pet peeve in the industry, man. So what you got? What's playing off key to lawyer?
Ooh, I just experienced this recently.
Okay.
But I'm not going to talk about it in detail.
Okay.
Oh man.
Body odor.
Ooh.
And it was different growing
That's
up.
important.
But on stage, it's a different problem.
Man.
You don't have to say the person, but
I am not going to say that. What I am going to say is it was wearing me out.
Wow.
did it mess with your vocals as well?
I couldn't think.
It be like that though.
Focus. I couldn't believe it.
You just shot.
I just.
You really came out the house like that?
It wasn't, and that's the sad part. The individual didn't come out the house that way. It was like we were fine in the beginning, and then for some reason between the in-between time when we have a break to get ready to get dressed and go to get ready to go on stage, it changed the game. I said, what the heck happened? Like, what happened? What did you do?
Right.
Yeah. It was.
What did you spray?
It was the scariest smell I've smelled in my life.
Maybe what
I can smell it now.
Maybe what they had on was masking.
I don't know, but I do know that to this day, I have nothing to say to that individual.
Really?
How funky that individual.
It was offensive.
I'm still mad about it.
Man, that's crazy.
Because not only have I encountered this individual before, and they've never stunk, but it just was like, and then my friends and everybody's like, what? I mean, just, you know, give them a pass, give them a pass. I'm just like, No, like you should just never stink like that. No.
Is it a with this particular person? Was this an all the time thing, or was it just this one time? Yeah, but that one time was enough.
Man. It's just it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. The people in the Bible days would have called the individual unclean. And it would have been true about it.
And would have separated them and say you're
ostracized. And then we would have been unclean because we was around it.
Mm-hmm. So then we'll have to get out too.
That's hilarious.
It was that that has now become like and then the gig after that, someone's breath was stinking. And I was like, I don't understand what's going on. Like, is it me? Is it me just smelling random things?
I saw somebody post the other day. It said something about whoever created toothpaste and deodorant was just fed up at that point.
Right.
they was just fed up.
If you just take a bath with soap, that tends to like fix quite a few problems with real soap. Not like Dial.
Yeah.
No, that's for dishes. Right. Stop using that dishwasher.
Stop using Palmolive.
Yeah. Maybe some people need to take a bath with
Ajax.
Right.
Don't take a wash off either. Take a
maybe
actual shower.
Maybe Ajax will really help with some stenches, but soap really helps. Honestly, deodorant is good for everybody. Right. But I can legit go without deodorant for 2 days.
Right.
We don't need no musty people.
But I'm not going to do it at a show.
Right.
I promise you I'm going to put some deodorant on because the way that I sweat at a show,
and then
absolutely not.
And then don't let it be a hot stage because you're going to smell everything.
Man.
Don't let it be outside.
That's a whole nother problem.
Light shining on you like it was at that particular gig. And I feel like you could see the foam.
You can see it.
You can see it.
And I'm legit looking around on stage like, I said I wasn't going to talk about this.
Am I the only one?
I'm legit looking around on stage like, I know y'all smell it. I'm looking at the bass player. The bass player just... And I'm like, I know you smell this. I know you do. I just need you to know it's not me.
You remember the dirty kid on Charlie Brown? That's
Lionel, yes.
Okay.
I've got a feeling he really didn't smell as bad as this.
Now I'm curious, and of course, don't go into detail, don't say no name. Have you ever had that same experience or similar with one of the big artists that you perform with? You like, bro, you got too much money to be.
I haven't. I haven't. No, I haven't.
You haven't? That's good.
I'm one of those people who naturally hold my breath when people walk past me anyway.
Okay.
It's a thing I've been doing since I was a child.
How do you do that?
Like when people walk, I'm just like, y'all laughing, but I'm so serious. I really do. But you can't hold your breath on stage.
Right.
Anytime I walk past a group of people, especially a group of people, especially because different ethnicities eat different things.
Man, listen.
And
so I feel like we all smell different. So
yes.
Hey, man, so we got to move on. All right, man, so the last recurring segment we got, man, this one is called Gig Tales. So good, bad, ugly.
Oh, boy.
Good, bad.
I have the choice to choose, or you're saying...
It doesn't matter.
No. I was saying whether it's a good experience, bad experience, ugly experience, whatever. What's that one gig situation that happened that stick out to you?
This happened a couple, like, not this past weekend, but last weekend.
Talk about it.
Literally. One of my good friends, love her to death. Love her to death. We decided to drive to the gig in a rental car. And because both of our cars were like, I felt like I was spending too many miles on my car. So I was like, I can't put no more miles on my car.
Okay.
And she was like, I'm not putting no miles on my car either. Cool, great. So she decided to rent a Tesla.
Oh, no.
Now, we all know that Teslas are electrical cars.
Yeah.
Now, this being my first electrical car that I've ever driven in life, it was like, okay, cool. It shouldn't be too much different, which it wasn't. It really wasn't. But I just didn't put all of the thoughts together in all of it because I'm a really fast driver.
Okay.
I know the Bible says obey the laws of the land. Y'all do that.
You said we do that?
I said y'all do that.
Yeah.
Y'all do that. Don't do as I say. Okay? Don't do as I say.
Yeah.
With our parents, as I do with the parents.
Right.
Now, I drive the speed limit in a school zone.
Right.
So we happen to be driving, especially when it comes to the road. My fault is just let me just get there. I'm just trying to get there because I don't want to be in the middle of nowhere too long. Especially with black people being, around cops. And thank God I don't he keeps sparing my life every time. I think I don't need to talk too soon about this.
Right.
But I happen to drive always 80 or above.
Oh, okay.
You know, and the speed limit is 75, so
Right.
80 is decent.
You should be all right.
But I just happen to be driving 105. But here's the thing.
In a Tesla?
Yes. Here's the thing. I just want to get there. You know, I just want to get there. Now, in a regular car, you have the gas is what keeps the car running, of course. Right. But the battery is what runs the air condition, the radio, you know, charging your phones. And in the electrical car, again, I just wasn't thinking about that. There is no gas.
Yes.
So everything
is running on that
this
battery.
Electricity.
Yeah.
So we end up getting to a place where we could charge it up. It was like, you know, you could charge it up if you give yourself, I think it said 30 minutes. It tells you how long you can charge it up. We went to a fast charging one, supercharge. It's like 35 minutes, you'll be able to charge it up and you'll be able to go, you make it to your destination.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool. But we was driving and then
How much is it, by the way?
How much was what?
Like to charge the car up?
Some places it's free. And then the other places it's like 0.35 cents.
Yeah,
It's
I was
like
about to say
34 cents.
Okay.
You know, something like that. It's not expensive at all, which is the great thing about it.
Yeah.
But this is the not so great thing.
They trying to change that though.
So I'm driving, again, not taking into account. Now in a car, just like you burn up gas when you drive fast, apparently it's the same thing in electrical cars.
Oh, no.
So we had to stop at another place to get some juice. And I'm like, now y'all lying because y'all said we was going to make it to the thing. And again, it's still not connecting. We still had maybe 2 hours and some change left. Now, she could have drove at any moment. She didn't want to make me the designated driver. She the one who rented the car anyway. Keep in mind, I'm also leading this gig. So I'm like, okay, I cannot be late.
Right.
So the car charges up, and in this moment, I'm probably gonna be like a good 20 minutes late to sound check. And I'm like, I think I can make that. I can get that time down by speeding my way to the rest of the thing. We didn't make it. So it went down. It said you're not going to, but you will have to stop at a charging station between then and there. I guess because of how fast it was charged, but we was also playing the radio. Our phones were charged up. Everything was using it.
And that's another 30. And that's another 30 minutes.
The air was on too. No, it was. And there was no supercharge station in between.
Oh,
yeah.
So we had to stop at a regular charge station.
So the supercharge is 30 minutes.
Yes.
The regular, Jesus Christ.
And so
Ooh,
we
the
went to
regular
regular
is like
the regular charge. It was 9 hours and 35 minutes was how long it's gonna take for us to charge it up.
What?
And now I'm panicking because we're also in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna
man.
Keep in mind, we also cannot charge the car up. If we charge the car up with the air on in the car,
it's going to be slower.
it went from 9 hours to 24 hours. I said, turn it out. So let's take our phones off. Let's take our phones off of everything. Just stop. We had to sit. We had to be. It had to be what it was, and unfortunately, it happened to be 105 degrees that day.
Come on.
Oh man.
So we were in the heat for 2 hours. So they sent somebody to come get us. We happened to call my sister Miracle, who just happens to be a miracle from God. I swear she is. She just was like, well, there's a supercharge station that's 6 minutes away from y'all at this hotel, and we was like, why didn't they just come up on the freaking? Because on the Tesla, it'll show you where the supercharge stations are. But I guess that's not including hotels because now hotels have supercharge stations because people have electrical cars.
Right.
I'm assuming it just didn't show up. So by the time she said that somebody was already on their way to come get us, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. Then we can just leave it at the hotel.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and get dressed because we got to get dressed at this point.
Yeah.
We got to be on stage. We're still an hour and 7 minutes away from the gig.
Oh, wow.
Oh
Right.
man.
Wow.
That's apparently how fast I was driving. But the moral story is, don't drive fast in a Tesla because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And by the time I got there, and I was docked so much money out that check, it was because I ended up being 3 hours in. I think it was 3 hours and 36 minutes late.
Wow.
Oh yeah, because they charged. I think they charged. If we talking about
After
the same-
every
you get charged $1 a minute.
$1 a minute.
Yeah.
After 15 minutes of being late.
Wow.
So I showed up, and now somebody's there who thinks they're in charge. And, it's just, now I have to go in there and reclaim the throne.
Right.
okay, y'all, I'm actually the one that's leading the gig. Hi, how y'all doing?
Right.
Sorry about being late.
Yeah.
And I'm embarrassed. Yeah. I'm hot. I'm angry. I'm
Right.
like, I ain't got no fresh draws.
All of that.
It's a lot going on in my brain. So I'm sitting there like, I feel sticky.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these people, and they looking at me like,
Yeah.
who are you? And I'm like, I'm the lead lawyer, the one who started the text message.
Yeah.
I know what y'all have been experiencing that I've been going, but you're gonna listen to me now.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's all I got. It's like, it's, and again, the other problem is when we're doing this gig, sometimes we're with like older people, and so sometimes they can look at like younger people as if like, we got this young cat leading us.
Yeah.
This, like they was looking at me like I had stuff on my face.
Right.
Like I came in smelling like the person who smelled really good. And so I'm just sitting there like, what is going on? Like why? Like how am I gonna get the trust of these people as well as now I have to talk to the wedding coordinator, who happened to not be tripping about it.
Yeah.
But she was cool with it. But at the same time, I'm like, now I gotta let her know, like, okay, you need to communicate with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the coordinator has to communicate with me. It was tough. But the show actually ended up being one of the best shows that I ever did. It was fun. It happened.
It was good. Had a good show.
Being really fun. Like really fun. I still was mad.
Yeah.
But it was really fun.
At least it was a happy ending.
Yeah. It was fun. I mean, would I do it again? No.
Probably not. No more Teslas.
No more Teslas, Doc.
And for those who got Teslas, I think that Tesla is a good car for like driving in the area.
Okay.
You know,
I will.
I never been in one.
I will tell you, a couple of my coworkers. Well, let me take that back. Most of everybody at Samsung got a Tesla, but I'm gonna tell you this. My coworkers, there's this one coworker. He had a flat on Friday. $450 for one tire.
Oh.
And I said, was it a brand new tire? He said, yeah. I said, well, how much was the tire? He said, I think the tire itself was like $100 and something. I said, so you mean to tell me they charge you double for labor? But then he came back and said, actually, Teslas give, when you go to, because he went to Tesla to do the maintenance. He said Teslas, they give run flats. So that's why the tire was so much. And so I was like, okay. And I talked to my other coworker. I was like, you have, what was your experience? She said, I had to pay over $300 for one tire.
That's crazy to me. That's insane.
Yeah,
just come pay my bills.
Right. Right.
Buy me some clothes if you just
regular car, shoot, $400 to give you 4 new tires.
Yeah.
That's
Four
tires. New.
Right. Not even the used joint.
I mean, okay, let me just say, get you a Tesla. Because
just make sure you can afford. If you get a Tesla, don't get it for make sure you can do the maintenance.
Exactly.
I say the same thing about a Mercedes. I had a Mercedes and it was just like, okay, it's a nice car, but you better make sure, you better make sure you can do that maintenance.
It's not an American car.
Yes.
And that stuff is expensive. And that don't even include the labor.
And it's a difference between being able to buy something and being able to afford something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you can afford it, that means you can take what come with it. And
I literally just had that conversation with somebody earlier today, and I said I was always taught that you can afford something is when if something go wrong, you still gonna be all right.
Yeah, you good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But being able to afford it to some people legit is like, okay, well, I can pay for it, and as long as nothing go wrong, I'm good. And it's like, that just means you can buy it. Afford that, doing that.
Right.
That's dangerous.
Right.
Anything can happen.
For sure.
Yeah.
You can have to pay medical bills, or I don't know, something can happen to somebody in the family, and now they need something, or just anything can. I can't live like that.
I do have a question. I know we getting ready to wrap up, but I do have a question. So let's say Rowan goes platinum.
You are the 5th person who has said that.
Let's say that. Well, honey, you just need to lift up your hands and receive it.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it.
Let's say that happens. You get a big old fat check. And it's enough for you to do whatever you want to do, but you're like, man, I want my dream car. What is it that you would buy?
I'm a huge fan of Lexus. I love Lexuses. I remember before I graduated high school, my dad was like, "Yeah, go ahead and look," because he is a Mercedes guy. He just loves Mercedes. And but by the time I came adult, he had a BMW. He the reason why I got expensive taste. My real daddy.
Okay.
So, well, I'm sorry, my biological father. Let me say that. I hate when people say real daddy. But my biological father, and he was like, "Okay, well, go ahead and look at what kind of car." Now, I'm in elementary school. He was like, "Go ahead and look at what kind of car you want to get when you graduate high school." I said, "This one right here." It happens to be like this canary yellow Lexus. He was like, "Okay." He just kind of laughed, and I was just like, "I guess that means he gonna get it."
Did you ever get it?
Everything I wanted from him anyway, so I was like, "Does that mean he gonna get it?" Okay, cool. So when I got in high school, and I was like, "I'm gonna have my Lexus when I graduate from high school," so I thought, and then I was like, "Okay, cool. So this is gonna be great." No, my dad didn't give me a Lexus. He got me a laptop. And I'm like, and I have to apologize to my dad too, because he asked me specifically what did I want. I told him specifically what I wanted for my graduation as it pertains to laptop. And he said, I'll get you a laptop. I said, okay, cool. He said, what kind of laptop you want? I said, I want a burnt orange Dell laptop. At the time, that's what we was doing. Well, not that, but I was into burnt orange. And, and he gave me this Toshiba black compact laptop, and I remember when we was having our I was doing my what do you call it, my the graduation gathering or whatever, and I went into the room. My daddy showed up. He was like, "Hey, Lord, I got you gift." I was like, I was so excited. I was like, "Why did my daddy got me exactly what I wanted?" I'm gonna look at this orange laptop and be in heaven. My mama said, "What your daddy get you?" She came in the room because I was sitting on the bed like. And she said, "So what your daddy get you?" I said, "Mama." She was like, what is it? What's wrong? I was like, I asked my daddy. He asked me what I want. I told him what I wanted. And he got something the complete opposite of what I asked for. At least if he was going to give me a Toshiba compact black computer, he could have at least gave me, I don't know, something in a color, different colors.
Right.
I don't know, he could have marketed it up or something, just something, because I wanted a specific color and I wanted that specific color. I was very specific as a child. And I mean, it came out, it came out ungrateful. It did.
You're like one of them sweet
but
16
that's not what
kids.
it was. My thought process at the time was, if you're going to ask me for something and then you say you're going to get that, that's actually what I expect.
Yeah.
But don't give me something that I didn't ask for that's completely opposite of what, it took some time. I just learned how to stop doing that last year. So it's new. It's new. It's new. It's a new lesson. The Lord has been whooping me on that. It is a new, because I tell people, just don't ask me what I want, because I promise you get something different. I don't want this.
But that's honesty, though.
Yeah.
That's being honest with yourself. Like, yo, I just prefer you just don't ask me what I want, bro.
Yeah, just give me the money, and I'll just go get it myself. Don't even worry about
See,
it.
I am that type of person. Yes, Lou, I'm that type of person. Everybody, it's so impersonal. You giving the person money, and so I'm sitting here like, it's my hard worked money. It's very personal for me.
Yeah.
If I'm giving you cash, because I don't want to do the legwork of going to go shop for you.
I'm very hard to shop for.
And then
I'm very hard to shop for.
People sit there, you'll give them the gift. Me, I done got to the point where if I'm gonna give you an extra gift, I'm gonna give you the receipt too. I don't care if you know how much I paid for, because at the end of the day, you're not finna one re-gift my stuff, and then two, you're not finna sit here and be fake in my face if you don't like. Because I appreciate if somebody say, this. No, Mel, you missed it. Yeah, okay, I missed it, but I just find it,
Gift cards,
especially
gas
for
cards,
men.
Cash, that's what I be doing.
Especially for men, I would just sit there and say,
do they have tire cards, or you can get like
here's a gift card.
Gift cards for your tires?
I did that. I've been doing that for the past 2-3
I don't
Christmases.
know.
They have gift cards for
I'm sure they
car
do.
fix when it break down, like mine's
I'm
right
sure.
now. Do they have it? I have to ask you, did you donate to the Mirrors album when I sent the message on Facebook?
It's been long
It
ago.
was a while ago.
So
But
maybe.
I feel like you did, because when you said that, for some reason, it kind of struck a memory in my brain.
I
But
believe I did.
I think you did.
But the thing, because I was telling, as a matter of fact, I was talking to my brother and I was like, so I love the fact that Oh, how do I?
I'm
say
sorry,
this?
not the Mirrors album. It was the Love Heart Soul.
No, I know what album you. I know you said Mirrors, but I know which one you was talking about. I told my brother, I said, I love the fact that he's different and coming into his own as far as something we ain't experiencing in the Dallas Metroplex. I'm a firm believer. If I love it, I'm going to sow into it.
Right.
It don't have to be church for me to put my good ground. Whoever said good ground is only in the church, you're sadly mistaken, because some churches are not good ground. So
I agree.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
you know, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, and that's why I was talking about those videos that I kept. I literally look at them. I just love your singing.
I
believe in you. That's why I said platinum. Yo, can you give me that?
I can. But that's what I was saying. I was going to say thank you for donating to that. And everybody else who did donate, because at the time,
We're not talking about them. We're talking about Mel.
I did ask for people to help me with that. And that specific album, it was hard to support that album. And if my memory serves correctly, you definitely donated to that. And I just want to say thank you. Because that was the start of something new for me. And then Mira came and
No, thank you. No, thank you.
I just want to say thank you. Did you donate?
Oh!
Look, and there was my joke.
Okay.
You did say, you was like, oh, I got a joke.
And we did well without him.
Listen.
I'm joking. I'm kidding.
But you did.
Oh no, it's we love it. We love it. It's all love. It's all.
You know the songs on it. That's all.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I love it.
That's actually a great segue into my next thing, man. We didn't tell you this. I know you hate surprises. We didn't tell you this before you got here or whatever.
Done you call the police?
It's
no, we didn't tell you this before we got here, man. We didn't just want to do an interview with you, but we did want to also give you your flowers. Now, of course, we don't have real flowers for you, nor do we.
No,
we
not the real ones.
That's not in the budget
Verbally.
yet, but it's coming. But
verbal flowers. Okay.
But
okay, cool.
But
I wanted you to calm down because I
Right?
wanted to say,
You see me
listen.
like I'm like
Yeah.
we got Tweet coming
You said,
downstairs.
how many times did I say I don't like surprises?
It's weird that I kept saying that tonight.
We got Tweet coming downstairs.
I
So
know,
to give you a
I
hug.
hate surprises.
Well, I
I
understand.
really hate surprises.
But
They
not-
did a
but-
surprise birthday party and I was mad at everybody.
Really?
Last year for like a month.
You killed them 7 times?
More than that.
But now, man, we watch you grow up. We've seen you out here, man. We've seen you become just this, not even just the artist, but just as a person, man. You're a super dope individual, man. We appreciate the contribution that you've made to the community, man. We love you, man, and just thank you. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing, and we definitely don't want you to stop. We want you to keep going. We're definitely going to continue to support, man. We're going to have you back on. You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
Yeah, because I got some topics I
already
need.
available.
Listen, I got some topics I need you to hit.
I feel like you do.
I do.
I feel like you do. I feel like you got some topics. I don't mind talking.
We kept it light with this. We kept it light, but no, seriously, man. We want you to know that we see you, we support you, man. We definitely think that you're, like I said, one of the dopest out here, man. You've carved your own way. You've made your own lane. I've seen you grow from high school up until now, man. I've seen you grow up, man, and just become your own and flourish and do well at it without me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, so you're just dope, man, and we appreciate you. Y'all clap it up for him one time. Y'all clap it up for him.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
And you didn't know that I dealt with suicidal thoughts
Yeah.
back then, but I have been dealing with suicidal thoughts since middle school. So I'm talking about like writing them in essays and teachers getting scared. Where your mama at? Because we better call your mama.
Yeah.
Mama goes to
Really?
school. What the heck is wrong with you? You know, like all the way through college. I even got almost put out of school because I tried to commit suicide in college too. But it's God. I'm telling you, it really is our God. Those experiences is the reason why I do give my heart into this. I couldn't be doing nothing else other than, I don't know, I guess mopping floors.
I can't see you mopping.
That's easy.
I really can't see you mopping floors.
In those boots?
I was just going to say that. I'm trying to picture that.
You mopping floors in those boots?
You too fresh. You too fresh to be trying to mop floors.
I really like cleaning up.
Yeah.
I enjoy that.
Ain't nothing wrong with
Cleaning
it.
up is like a fun thing for me.
Yeah.
This bottle being over here has been driving me nuts.
Listen. I use it for my thingamajig. Don't put me on. No.
It's just. I'm one of those people where like this stuff is just.
Yeah.
It's all.
I saw a lot of things. I'm like, can I pick this up and just move this over here, move this over here, and put this in alphabetical order, can you please? That's me.
I did see him staring at your bookcase for about 5 minutes.
You
I was
were?
like, I want to color code that real quick.
Now listen, it's in no particular
But I actually
order.
like it though. I actually like it. I was just like, I would put this color before that color, just to give it a little ambiance.
So this gonna be my last one because we about at that time. But I think it's super important. You've mentioned it a couple times tonight, and I think it's super important to talk about mental health, especially as musicians and artists, because we really don't take care of ourselves the best as we should, be it physically or mentally, man. So with you going through those life experiences of wanting to, you know what I'm saying, of wanting to take yourself out of here. Now of course I understand God. We get that part, right? But then even with the grace of God and the strength of God, there's still work that you have to do. Right. So just real quick, if you can, kind of tap into that, some of what you did to kind of help, ease that or get some of that off of you. Because I think that's important for.
I spent a lot of time by myself. I had to, because I feel like I was always surrounded by a lot of people, because I had a big family. And then I went to college. And it was like 12 of us that hung out with each other. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so once I got out of college, I was able to kind of be a little bit more to myself, so that I could actually get to know myself, the things I like, things I don't like. And so I would say yes to a lot of stuff, even though I was like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
But it was like, but let me just go along just so I don't be the complicated one in the room, as my family like to say. You're so difficult. You're just so difficult. I don't want to do this.
Right.
But it's just, it was that kind of stuff though.
Right.
I had to really be like, okay, lawyer, if you tell yourself and you're telling other people, but specifically you, if you know you just don't like something, for real, just don't do it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think people really understand when you are put in a position or in an experience that one you didn't really want to do anyway, and one you didn't want to be a part of, what it actually does to your psyche. After being in many situations, like back to back, because life is going to happen. So life is already going to put you in unfortunate circumstances that you didn't ask to be in.
Right.
But the stuff that you can control to be in is like, it does not help to that at all. And so I had to start saying no. I had to start being like, okay, no, I don't want to be in a relationship. I'm going to date myself, which is great for me today. I love it. Like, it's like, and it's been, 5 years now? And I love it. It's just like, it's okay, true. I'm taking me to the out to eat. And I'd probably be looking crazy.
Right.
But I'd be sitting there talking to myself, but people be.
But not really, though.
But I'm good. Like,
Right.
I mean, I started exercising. I did cardio.
Yeah,
walking.
you lost weight.
I have.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on that. You
I
did.
had to. It was my mental health. My mental health was making me, it wasn't in a good space. So it made me like do things to my body, eat stuff that I knew I shouldn't have been eating, listen to conversations that I shouldn't have been listening to, having relationships that I should have let go a long time ago.
Yeah.
But once I started like, okay, I am tired of being this person. There's no way that I can give to anybody else if I'm operating on you. I have nothing else to give.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was showing to me and my attitude, because I didn't feel like being personable with people anymore. But then it changed it to, okay, no, I can't talk to you right now because you're gonna break my focus on what I need to do. I'm headed to the stage. Hello, how you doing? See you later.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
because my mindset was like, I got to be in good energy now to
Right.
do whatever I need to do for everything. And then after experiencing the death of our grandfather last year, my grandfather and my grandmother
Right.
and my aunt last year, it was one of those things where I was like, okay, God, I cannot take anymore.
Right.
And last year, you could have told me that this year I would be smiling and things of that nature. Because around this time, I was like, you ain't finna never see me no more.
Yeah.
Like, you just not finna see me. You're not finna see me out in the streets.
Yeah.
But I spent a lot of time by myself. I didn't go to people and like, I'm thinking about my grandfather and I'm sad and I just don't know what to. I really sat there. I sat and I dealt with my grief. It was hard. I was out of town all the time on every weekend, literally in my hotel room crying. And as soon as we got done, I'm got to get on stage and look at that triggering thing, like a grandfather or a grandmother. Look at that thing that's triggering me, and I still got to sing to that. And I'm like, dang, and the people I'm working with don't even care about what I'm dealing with. So I felt abandoned, I felt alone, and all these things are happening while still dealing with my mental health.
Right.
But I'm like, I just got to commit to making sure that I counteract those feelings with things that I need to be a better me. And that's just what I did. Like I put in the work. I got my teeth fixed. Hello, smell.
Right.
You know, like I lost weight.
Yes.
I started like, okay, let me do something with my skin. Let me, you know, because I'm in the sun now because all the exercising I'm doing. I'm like, let me make sure that I'm taking care of my body. Let me
You
make
got
sure
a different
I
sweat.
don't eat anything. I don't even eat dairy anymore.
Oh.
That's
Now
dope.
that was the hardest work for me to do.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, you know, for what we do, you know, we're entertainers. So that means, honestly, our lives are dedicated to the people.
Yeah.
You know, whether you're doing it on the gospel side or the non-gospel side, I like to.
Well, I tell people all the time, man. Like regardless, like I said, what regardless the side that you're on, it's ministry. Either
It's
way.
still entertainment.
Yeah.
It's still, and it requires
Either
a
way.
level of energy that sometimes you don't have
Right.
to give to them at all. But somehow you muster it up from your peers.
But that's what make us
stage
special
with.
too. That's what make us different. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we can, you know what I'm saying? And to your point, I'm glad that you said that. I think that's what messed a lot of people up during the panoramic.
The COVID. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
COVID.
But because
she said like it's two different words.
but because you know, of course, we're used to living in all this noise, and we got to a point to where we had to literally sit down and either be with ourselves or be with be with that person or whatever.
I
Yeah,
loved it.
like I was telling people all the time, I'm like, yo, man, I've been washing my hands and staying away from people. Like this is a way for me. You know what I'm saying? This is dope for me. But a lot of people had such a hard time because they've been living in so much noise. They had to go out.
They didn't know themselves.
Exactly, man.
And they didn't know the person they was with. They
Exactly.
didn't know their children. Like I was saying earlier, we all
You
we're
had to
just
learn
doing
each
stuff.
other.
Move to-
We're moving. We're going. We see each other at the end of the day. Here's dinner. How was your day? It was great. It was good. It was tough. It was hard. It was this. Okay, well, good night. See you tomorrow. We do it all over again.
Yeah.
We had to really sit down and like know ourselves, and that drove people nuts. Like it drove people nuts.
For
'Cause,
sure.
Like, dang, now I see why I struggle with relationships.
Yeah.
Dang, now I see why I can't keep no wife. What the heck? You know, like you really learned.
And no toilet
things
paper.
about that. Or no toilet paper. You know, it's like why we eating this much?
Right.
You know? But still, it just you learn things about yourself. The COVID was perfect. It came at the perfect time. I was like, oh my God, I get to sing to people that are not actually in the audience.
Right.
I love it. It was great to me. I was sad. Everybody was like, well, we're coming back. Everything's open. I was like, no. No. I've been wanting to sing to MTC. I enjoyed that. I miss those days.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, it's like.
and then just with the importance of, you know, like I said, honing in on your mental health, that triggered into honing in on your physical health, and and it's like you kind of see the trickle effects. And
I also got a therapist too.
Come on, man, talk about it.
I also ended up getting a therapist.
Dope.
I ain't stay long with her.
Yeah.
'Cause she said some stuff I didn't like.
But you made that
But
move.
I did end up getting a therapist.
Who told you to do it?
Nobody.
Thank you.
Nobody. It was just, it was necessary. It was necessary to me that I felt like if I wanted to mend my outer relationships, I had to mend my inner relationship.
Oh, that's
You
dope.
know,
Those
and
are bars.
I was angry at too much, which is why I wrote the song, I Don't Want to Be Angry. I really was tired of being angry. I just was like, I'm tired of looking at
It's
waking up
draining.
every day and want to fight.
It's draining.
It's so annoying.
Yeah, it's mental.
really
It's
want to fight
It's
every
just
day.
draining.
No, for real.
It take a lot
I
out
want
of
to
it.
fight it.
Every day.
Every time I thought about one person, one person. It was just like, is there any way that like the moon can just, I don't know, get out of orbit and then a random star just fall? You know, it's a lot of stuff into my mind. But I was like, okay, lawyer, that's when I knew like I got to get some help because I'm thinking
trust me.
that far off about people and I'm supposed to be loving them. And how can I spread the message of God and love if I'm like, just take them out of here, guys. We won't know this. You know, like we won't know this.
We won't know this.
We won't know this.
Right.
I won't. I mean, you know, but God had to help me with that.
I won't be by the one bit.
He really had to help me with that. I'm telling you, God had to help me with that. But that first 3 therapy sessions, the first 2 was good. When I got to the last one, I was like, okay, I'm about to uppercut you. You know, and it wasn't that she was saying anything wrong, but she was asking me questions about who I used to be. And I'm like, well, I'm not that person anymore. Well, you can't be like that. I know I can't.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not that person. That's why I was like, you're not qualified for this job.
Yeah.
And then I just did the work myself. I took some of the tools that she taught me from the beginning of it. And I just applied it. Like I started affirming myself, telling myself, okay, you don't need nobody else to tell you look good.
Right.
You don't need nobody else to tell you can sing. Lawyer, you know these things.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need nobody to tell you that you can dress. I don't wear my clothes for anybody else at this point.
Do it for you.
That's why I do feel so free when I'm able to just express it. So when I'm walking the street and people are like, why are you just like this? It's because it's what I wanted to wear today.
Yeah.
I feel like putting on these snakeskin boots with this crocodile belt
Come on, man.
and going by my day. Like that's what I want to
man.
do. But it's one of those things was like I don't care as much as what the outer people feel about what I am on the inside. Yeah. I'm loved by me. And that became more than enough for me.
That's what's up, man. I just thought it was super important to touch on that, man, because like I said, we definitely have to do better, like in the artist, musician. I mean, people, period, just people in general. But we have to, we have to do better because it's like if we're not good, we can't be as good as we need to be for the people that we're serving.
And you may think you're doing a great job, and to the world, they're gonna love it.
Right.
Because you're great at what you do. Everybody in here, great at what you do. But you're never going to be your best self until you be your best self.
You want to be your best,
You're never going to get that best show until you are legit. I'm telling you, after mental health fixing, and you go do a show, it changed the game.
Yeah, man.
Really?
It changed the game. You be sitting like, I don't have to talk to you after the show. I'm going to go home, y'all.
Right.
I don't play that. Bye, y'all. Hey, this did a gig with me. See y'all later. I'm gone. I don't... The check coming in Cash App anyway. I don't got to stick around.
I feel that.
Lawyer, I want to tell you, send me a message on DM.
Right.
You know, that way I can have the choice to respond. I now know I have the choice to say what energy I'm willing to deal with and what energy I'm not. If I don't have the emotional or mental capacity to deal with it that day, I tend to just like, okay, I still got to go to rehearsal, but I'm going to fall back a little bit and I'm going to chill. I'm not going to be as open. Now they're going to ask what's wrong. Nothing. You know, they're going to ask. I'm trying to, you know. Yeah. But you also have to have people around you who support that. Right. You can't have friends who kind of add to the toxicity. Like you can't do that. They need to understand which means that you have to be honest about where you are mentally. If we're in this space in life where we feel like my peers or my friends or my family don't need to know what I'm going through, stop all that. Like you weak. That's okay.
Right.
Like it's okay. You know what I mean? Like bruh, you are tired.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
That's why you're sick and going to the hospital and you can't get up and move and don't nobody know you're going through, but they're just like, oh, he can't make it to the gig today. He just said this car went flat. Stop lying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like just be honest with yourself. We need help sometimes that is outside of the scope of us, and you have to be surrounded around people who are, one, aware of that, and two, who can push you to that level of greatness. Yeah. Because if you're not, it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Right.
But if it's just you, honestly, I feel like that makes it much easier. When it's just you. Because you don't have to worry about what other people think about your process.
Right.
How long it takes for you to get to where you're going. It makes it a little easier. But sometimes people around you will still look at you as that old person you used to be. You got to be careful with that. You know?
No, for sure. For sure, man.
I love it.
So I just tell people they're good people.
Man, and the wisdom, the wisdom out of this young man is beautiful on this evening. Man, listen, Lou, what you got, brother?
Man, I got to say, this has been a very great episode, man.
I agree. I told you.
Yeah,
I told you.
A lot of great intake from my good brother here.
I feel like we didn't even scratch the surface.
He coming back. He definitely coming back.
Oh yeah, he definitely coming back.
This is just no detail.
Oh yeah.
All chatting.
This is all just chat. You know? That's what I love about it. Call me anytime. I'm available.
I appreciate it, man. We appreciate you for
This is
coming
actually
on.
my first podcast too. So
Really?
Hey.
I'm
Come on,
excited.
exclusive.
I'm excited that it's people that support me and just met and talented people too because this boy can play.
Oh, for sure.
I do a little
Oh,
something.
so
Oh, for sure.
Play. Like, he can play.
Jay, he didn't say you talented. He said Luke.
I
know how great
agreed.
he
I
is,
agreed with him.
But he can play.
I do listen.
He can
You was just talking about getting toxic people out of your life.
I've
huh?
never.
I'm here for do what you have to do.
Have to, brother.
Do what's important for your life.
You have to.
Yeah.
Choose wisely.
Listen.
You
Listen.
have to. You have
Yeah,
to.
well, my good brother, we definitely appreciate you being a part of the DFW Shed Sessions Podcast. And you will definitely be back.
For sure.
That is a sure thing. Any last words, my good brother?
No, man, I think we good.
Anything, Professor?
No.
Professor?
No.
Okay, well, we're going to call it a night, everybody. We would like to thank all of you that has viewed this podcast, and we'll check back with y'all on the next episode.
Yeah, man. DFW. Oh, and remember.
Dang. I
Yeah,
thought we was gonna make it.
Remember,
Remember what?
it ain't gonna suck itself. God bless y'all. Have a good night.
Look at
What are we talking about?